Hey, paisanos. It's the
Hobby usually mobbing in this lobby.
I feel like you're sorry with that.
Tried to rob me.
And we've been banned, I say. Banned, I say.
Hey, what's up? It's me, your boy Jafar. I come from afar, and there's a bomb in my car. Equal luck bar.
Damn!
Yeah, that's finally back. Let's go. After taking like a 20 podcast break.
What? Excuse me, what? You say, hold on. My name is Jafar, I come from afar, there's a bomb in my car, Ali Akbar almost every single fucking podcast, boy.
So if Ski considers himself Beyonce, then who does Took the Dump God consider himself to be?
Rihanna? And if that's the case, I'd like to congratulate you on the pregnancy. Yo, ASAP smashed. Well, unless it's not ASAP's, then well, shit.
Well, I mean, Chris Brown also smashed.
Chris Brown smashed in a different way, though.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's more like
he more Hulk smashed, if you know what I'm saying.
Ground and pound, baby.
Can't stay on the ground with these great jiu-jitsu guys.
I woke up Chris Breezy.
That means I can say the N-word.
Honestly, if I ever wake up Chris Brown, first thing I'm doing is drop an N-bomb. On just Twitter.
On just Twitter, yes.
Like,
and then you can play the GIF of Robin Williams with the lightsaber, and you go, damn!
I would go on his Twitter and say, damn, that Rihanna deserved it. And then that's it.
Damn.
And then I would post on Twitter exactly 5 hours later, the Rihanna's pregnancy confirmal, saying Generation 2, let's go.
Okay.
For any girl, whoever gets fucking whatever girl gets Chris Brown's baby in them, I feel bad for.
I feel bad for their eyes.
In fact, I wrote a song for them. Ricky Chicky Talk. No, I'm kidding. All right. So today we're becoming full meta YouTubers, baby. We're doing a reaction video. Woo!
Hey, did you know Lil Durky dropped a song with Scooby-Doo?
Okay.
Excuse me?
So is that trap metal?
No Darky made a song with Scooby-Doo, Dale from King of the Hill, and Muscleman.
Oh, yeah, trap metal.
No, Jesus Christ.
Yep, trap metal. I remember that.
Also, I learned something interesting the other day. I think the Philip Swiftifer is in a band, and they wrote a song called Phil Swift.
That's hilarious.
Okay. It's pretty funny.
I thought so. Alright. So for those of you watching at home, here's a drinking game. Anytime we call our generation a pussy, we pause the video because we think we disagree with it being scary, or we just say something completely stupid that's not about the video, take a drink. And if you're the underage,
go to that special cabinet in your father's bedroom.
No.
That might be housing a little something different than that, but anyways.
That's his dildo collection, come on.
Having ketamine. Oh.
It's his dildo collection, obviously, come on.
Yep, that's the one.
That's the one, baby. Alright, without further ado, which I think... Without further...
Just put ketamine in a vodka bottle. The cops won't check the vodka to make sure it's ketamine.
You're right. Okay, obviously I'm here.
Cocaine in a jar, they would sugar. Cops would never think, just check to see if it's sugar.
You know, I think John Jones told me that once. Alright, he's Ark, I'm Moon. And without further ado, which I think is Roman for without any further bullshit. Without further bullshit, let's get into this.
Okay, we need to pause here. I don't find this scary at all.
Not even 4 seconds into the video, guys. That's it. Thank you for coming. Police have you down
I
all
was gonna
that
say-
bullshit.
I bet you who did. I'm not gonna make a joke. Actually, never mind. I was gonna make a joke about Le Boat.
Can't scared of this.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, you might not be scared of it, but there's a certain boat back in like the 19 I forget when
No,
it was now.
1912.
Bro, I'll have you know I was around in 2012, not 1912. This doesn't scare me.
Yeah.
All right.
1912 to 10x
So,
15, you don't make the
while
dad, you won't
relive your
survive.
disturbing past, allow me to guide
I'm going to pause here
Welcome.
again. This isn't disturbing at all.
Okay, seriously.
Okay.
Although I will say that creature's probably like his little avatar is probably gonna be scarier than almost anything in this video. I'm calling that right now.
Most likely.
Bro, he looks like he works for fucking Cooler.
Okay.
Chad, put a comparison to Cooler's troops next to this guy.
Okay. Also, unless if you guys see something that you actually want to talk about, I'll pause right then and there. But we'll pause after each level and kind of just discuss each level.
Okay.
the Gen Z childhood trauma
Here,
iceberg,
this level is
the
not.
lost entries. So, what even is this, huh? What's happening? Well, while I was creating the community iceberg, I had an original draft of it that unfortunately
Jesus
got lost
Christ.
because my computer crashed.
That's a lot.
Everything in it was just wiped. I wanted to add most of the entries back in, and I got a couple, but I just couldn't remember most of them. But I've been able to jog my memory and add them all back. And now, the lost entries will all
No,
be in
that's
this
dope,
video.
sir.
So this is the full series of the community iceberg. So part 1 and part 2. And once part 2 starts, the lost entries start. If you haven't already seen the original childhood trauma iceberg video, then I highly suggest you do that before you watch this, since this is pretty much just a sequel to that. As always, if you're a younger kid, I recommend clicking off the video since I really don't.
Alright, well, I'm pretty young, so I think I'm just going to click off now. Okay, thanks, guys. It's been a great podcast. See ya. That's about it.
I'm under
Yo.
Yeah, we have someone under 20 here. We gotta click off.
Oh, you're right. Okay, to quote the great Most Critical, well, that's about it. See ya.
Want to be responsible for any nightmare fuel. Alright,
This is why
without
we need
further
an
ado,
card
let's,
so we can make jokes
get
like
right
this.
into it. Starting off at the tip of the iceberg image, we've got the SpongeBob Flying Dutchman.
Oh my god!
So, this entry is referring to the Flying Dutchman from SpongeBob. It's pretty self-explanatory, but if you
yo,
don't know,
yo, that's pretty scary. The Flying Dutchman's
Wait,
green
pause
jock
here. Wait.
strap. Oh.
Bro,
What?
we need to pause here. I'm too scared. Thanks for watching, everybody.
He actually left.
I'm just gonna turn it down a little bit.
Yeah.
Hey, we doing something different now? Ah, it's Flying Dutchman.
Ah! To quote the great John Tron, 1910 times are scary!
You're in 1912.
this character has some pretty creepy moments and puts SpongeBob and Patrick through some pretty bad stuff. There's also an episode where he's
You're good,
SpongeBob's
you're
roommate
good.
and he transforms into very creepy forms, which I know definitely scared a lot of kids. Bloody stick figure
That was fucking scary.
animations. Back in the 2000s, stick figures
How the
fighting
fuck?
was the coolest
How?
thing for some reason.
How?
Lots
Does
of
Okay,
these
yeah,
animations were bloody and
Okay,
violent.
to his credit, at least, this is just like the top of the iceberg. This is like basic shit everybody knows.
Oh.
It's kind of like levels of scariness. Some of them, and then some of it's just like, why the fuck is this even here?
Yeah. Why is this even here?
Bro, this looks like a game I used to play.
Crude
I think
art,
it's
that's
called,
all
like-
I'm gonna say.
Bro, this looks like a game. This looks like a
scared
map
lots
I
of
would make
kids,
on
including
Territory
me.
War. The fuck?
Nowadays, these videos are very, very nostalgic, but back then they were pretty scary to some. Booba. Booba was an old show that was kind of similar to Teletubbies. I personally
that
loved
shit.
it back
These
when I was
things- these things are
2 or
fucked up,
3
man.
years
They're not
old,
scary, but
seeing
I'm like,
footage
what
of
the
it
fuck?
Nowadays, I can totally see
Bro,
how
I
kids
prefer
found
the
this
new
creepy.
version of Booba.
It's just weird and it
Booba.
doesn't make sense most of the time. I can totally imagine being a younger kid seeing this
I prefer
late
the
at
new
night
version
or
of
early in the
Booba,
morning,
Billy
just
the
being
sex offender.
scared and confused by the weird flashing lights and colors. Honestly, I don't know what they were
Sounds like
thinking.
me.
Family Guy. This
Oh,
is pretty
scary.
self-explanatory, but some might be confused by it.
probably.
Griffin.
When I was a kid, I was frequently warned not to watch shows like Family Guy, The Simpsons, and South Park, as they were inappropriate and scary. Family Guy itself went through a super edgy
How the fuck
phase
does
in
that
the
even work?
2000s,
I'd like
and
to
lots
add-
of kids were witness to very violent and bloody scenes when watching the show.
Hey, Peter!
Hold
Either
the
with an
ball.
older sibling
You
or
hold
maybe
a
on
ball
Adult
down
Swim
and
when
see
the
what
kid
happens.
wasn't supposed to be watching.
I don't think I'd be
I can totally see
alive.
why people suggested
Yeah.
it.
No, you wouldn't be alive if I was
Happy
that close to you with that amount.
Happy
Yeah.
Appy was an incredibly popular creepypasta about an old
Yo,
Nick
is that
Jr.
a creepy
TV show
creepypasta?
about
They
a
scare you,
claymation
pussy.
apple on a rusty stick helping kids with their
That
injuries.
annoying orange.
Eventually, the show gets all evil and starts to predict real-world actual tragedies and depicts kids kids getting
Like
hurt.
9/11.
The writer then starts getting stalked by the creator of the show.
What the
who's like
fuck?
a monster guy or something. It's
Okay,
not
that's
a
more
great
scary
story,
than
but
anything,
at
I'd
the time
say.
it was very creepy, and I thought it might have actually
Yeah.
existed. I remember looking at old
gonna do
YouTube
that in my
videos
wet nightmare
online
tonight.
claiming to display real footage of the show.
Yo, I'm just
Obviously,
waiting until we get to
they're
like
fake, but it was
Sonic
still cool to
EXE or
think
some shit.
THX logo.
THX
Let me
logo.
just-
What the
Okay,
fuck?
okay. I will say this though. That shit would scare the shit out of you sometimes if you weren't expecting it.
Nah, this shit is super creepy when you're trying to sleep and then you're like, your brother puts on a movie in the same room.
I've done that to him so many times. It's
This
great.
thing scared a
I did it
lot
to
of
him and he
kids
threw a
because of the
stuffed
loud
animal at
sound.
me.
I was
I
like, yo,
personally
what
always
the
liked the
fuck?
logo since it would usually play before my Star Wars and Toy Story DVDs, so I knew I
I love
was in
how
for
he
something
uses
good
Star
after
Wars
it.
3
But
specifically.
there were many comments talking about how much this scared them, and I get it. Often the sound was way louder than the rest of the audio coming from the TV, so it could really just come as a shock. Twilight goes crazy. This is referring to
Oh,
an
boy.
episode of My Little Pony by the name of
What?
Lesson Zero, where
Haven't
after
seen
trying
that.
very hard to solve a friendship problem that isn't
I don't watch this show,
Wait,
so I don't know.
wait. Did you just say it's hentai?
What?
Because you can't say that word on here. It's shmentai.
No, we're on YouTube. It's fine. Censorship's way more calm. They don't know what that means.
Listen,
yet. We can just say
Nux
we're
Taco,
Japanese.
Nux Taco says shmentai, so I will say shmentai.
Twilight snaps and decides to make
Tacos
one.
also has
The
more
following
stuff than
scenes show her being
That's
crazy
fair,
with
but still.
this face.
Oh
I
my
remember this
god,
freaking
talk
me
about a
out back in the
face
day.
only
It
mother
was
could
a
love.
huge
Seven
meme in the
briefle
Brony
face.
community. The Glitch. The Glitch was an old video
Wanna
from
put
the
that
channel
face in the
Corridor
Oh, I've
Digital.
seen this before.
It was
I love this
basically a
video.
video game crossover with a bunch of
I
different
do too.
characters suffering through a glitchy world. The scariest scene in my opinion is this one of Mario
Smash
clipping
Bros.
through the floor. His face starts to get all deformed and creepy as he mutters his final words being "help me." Eventually, Minecraft Steve unplugs the world and the video ends. I was always fascinated with this video, finding it through
love
the
Smash
Kids
Bros.
React video on it, and yeah, it was,
I
it
love
was pretty
Smash,
scary.
bro. I love how he
The
says
House
that and everybody
of
with
the
the Call of
Dead
Duty guy is there.
The House of the Dead is a series of
Oh.
arcade games where you shoot
I'm
zombies
sorry,
and
that
save
game's not
survivors.
scary. It's more so just
The
for its
games are
cringy
awesome,
dialogue.
but being a little kid seeing one of
Yeah.
them at the arcade, movie theater, or bowling alley could be pretty creepy. I think just the whole concept of having zombies coming at you and blasting them to bloody bits is pretty disturbing for a younger kid. The House of the Dead is best known online
played,
thanks to the terrible voice
I
acting. of
played
the second
Resident Evil when I was
Been
younger.
waiting
I'm
for
fine.
you, friends.
Goldman,
Goldman,
do you know what you're doing?
it's time to
Fully aware of
battle.
what I'm doing. Can't you see? Man committed a sin,
Fuck.
disturbing the life cycle of nature.
What the fuck
sin
is
Wait,
that
this?
man
shut
is
up.
responsible to protect the life cycle.
Happy Wheel.
I love their
This
dialogue.
one hits close to home.
The dialogue is so shit in those games. I love it.
Happy Wheels
Yeah.
is an incredibly popular game that was
Bro, that
all
old
over
lady always
YouTube
gave
back
me
in the
boners.
early 2010s.
Did you say that
The game
old lady
basically
always gave me
consisted of the player
boners?
trying to direct someone
Yeah.
on a vehicle through an
Okay.
obstacle course made to kill them. What made the game scary to me
Ooh,
and
can you even
many
show
other
that on
kids was
YouTube?
the
Ho,
gore.
ho.
Though unrealistic, the blood and guts disturbed a lot of kids, and that's why the community suggested it. Sonic.exe.
Oh, here we go.
Sonic.exe is a classic creepypasta.
I called it.
An evil copy of
I
Sonic.
fucking called
The
it.
story itself was and is terrible, but there was some pretty creepy imagery.
Yo, look at
involved.
Eggman
What scared
go.
me the most is the game that someone made to go along with the story. The game had some pretty creepy imagery, including this image.
Ah, holy shit!
This I Am
Holy
God
shit,
screen
what is
really
that?
Just
sorry.
stayed in my mind whenever I was trying to go to sleep.
I am hard right
This,
now.
of course, scared tons of kids and solidly enforced itself in our collective memory. There are a bunch of sequels to the story, and they're all pretty terrible. New Sponge. This
Oh,
entry is
this.
referring to a scene in SpongeBob
Pause here.
SquarePants where SpongeBob does a commercial
Oh,
shoot
yeah,
that's
yeah,
used
yeah,
as
this.
an actual sponge.
Nah, like genuinely,
This
this
scared
time,
lots
pause
of
here.
kids, and especially me. I was probably
Oh, what?
The whole Sonic EXE thing, I always found it fucking hilarious. But on the other hand, that fucking Tails doll shit,
I was about to say.
I always found Tails doll creepy, but I always found Sonic EXE fun.
You want to know why I
Like-
find Tails doll creepy? Because it came from a shitty game. Sonic R for the Saturn. Ew. I'm waiting for it. I'm calling it. Tails doll will be on this iceberg somewhere. I'm calling it.
Yeah, it's gonna be probably the second level.
Yeah, probably.
Bro, who's ready for Neon
like
Cat to be
2
here?
or 3 years old when I saw this, and it made me never
Oh,
want to watch SpongeBob
oh.
again.
Oh.
Seeing SpongeBob in pain being used for disgusting things was always very disturbing.
Well,
They're
he is
like
a sponge.
brothers, but closer.
Oh,
This
Jesus.
God.
entry is referring
No.
to this scene from SpongeBob.
Yo, what is this? Just a SpongeBob Crazy Iceberg?
Only
Closer. Okay, how does that even work?
Yeah, it's pretty weird and kind of unsettling. I personally find it pretty funny, but I could totally see how lots of people could find it creepy.
From an animation
Toy
standpoint, that
Story
just doesn't
monkey.
work.
Let's be real. This monkey is terrifying.
Oh,
When I
these
first saw
fuckers!
Toy Story 3 in the theaters, I just looked away because of how scary I found it.
That was from
Honestly,
Toy
I
Story?
feel like the animators purposely made this monkey terrifying to really make
Well,
it
actually, it was a toy back in like the 90s.
Yep.
Oh, yeah,
I don't
it's
know.
a
It was
toy.
a
I know it's
toy- it was a
real
toy a while
like,
back,
everyone-
yeah.
I know it's a real toy, and like every fucking cartoon, whenever a dumb character is shown thinking, it just shows that monkey doing a flip.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no. It's not that exact monkey, but yes.
it feel like a threat. The monkey itself
Yo,
is
look at
actually a
this
real-life
jujitsu.
toy,
You
which
can't
is,
stay on the ground with these
just
great
as creepy in
jujitsu
real
guys.
life. I also want to mention that these little monkeys were used as grenades in the Call of Duty Zombies franchise, and they scared
That
kids
is
then
hilarious.
too. Honestly, like, when they first made this toy, it wasn't made to be scary. This was supposed to be a children's toy for kids to play with. But
I'd imagine what it'd look like
it's
now,
so
though.
bizarre. Wallace and
That would
Gromit,
look
Curse
cartoony.
of the Were-Rabbit.
No.
This was a movie about Wallace and Gromit starting a pest control business.
What I mean about that, since I'll stop right here. What I mean by that is just like with age and shit. Does it just like would it rot the toy? Like how would that even look now?
Oh.
Well, seeing as though it was from the 1900s, the toy would probably still look relatively fine.
I guess it depends if it was exposed to shit or not. Like if it's stayed in box
Yeah,
the whole
if
time,
you
it'd
can.
probably still be good. But if it was like out, played with, worn, used, like my old catcher's glove,
I have to admit,
yeah, whatever.
I understand it's like a modern looking, like a picture taken recently of that toy. This is like,
Yeah, we'll see.
No,
I'll see if
I'm
we
con-
can't. We'll see if we can't find one. Definitely,
yeah.
we'll definitely see if Editor Chan can't find something to work his magic.
I'm not gonna spoil
It's
it, but
magic.
eventually Wallace turns into a rabbit, which scared a lot of kids, including my friend Will. I know you're watching,
Oh,
Will.
that's sexy.
His friend Will Smith.
But yeah, it was
What the-
actually pretty scary.
What
for
was
a lot
with that
of kids.
transition?
The fact that it's stop motion alone makes it pretty creepy on its own, but the imagery and story are pretty scary.
Oh,
as
he's
well.
getting bodied by buttons.
Tip of the ice.
Wait, that was stop motion?
Yeah, Wallace and Gromit was stop motion.
Yep.
I thought it was
Claymation, basically,
claymation.
type
Yeah, I
stuff,
thought it
yeah.
was claymation.
Well, it's claymation,
stop
stop motion.
Just, yeah, anyways.
I will just say one thing about the top of the iceberg. The only thing that I could really that you could argue was a tad creepy for younger children might have been the THX logo, and that's just from the audio alone.
See more SpongeBob here.
Of course.
Yeah.
Anything?
SpongeBob.
Anything else, or are we good? Shall we start?
When's FNAF gonna be on here?
I swear to God, I don't remember. It's been a while since I've seen this video. If there's something fucking FNAF based on here, I think it's just lost all credibility. Like
Well,
Jaden,
since
kind of like how
wait,
Jaden,
it's Woo and Woogio's quite a bit.
Billy, exactly.
Okay, I just realized this is Gen Z childhood trauma. FNAF is more so Gen Z teenage, laughing stocks.
Well, anybody who finds FNAF scary is a pussy. I'm sorry.
Only thing
Yeah.
I ever really found
Because
scary
I
about
guarantee any YouTuber who played it is like, oh shit, holy fuck! They're probably just playing it up. Or they're pussies.
or their Markiplier who just like stares at the camera after getting jump scared and then screams directly into it.
Hey, listen, Markiplier's a goddamn national treasure. You don't diss Markiplier here on this channel.
Bro, we don't diss Daddy. Markiplier.
Yeah, okay, whoa, I wouldn't go that far. There's only one
No, but
daddy on
don't-
YouTube, and his name's Jono, but...
The only thing I really ever found creepy growing up from like the tip, I could see that maybe Sonic EXE being considered creepy, like the first time, like but anything after.
Well, the thing with creepypastas, though, is that they're told so shittily, but there's, like, if it's, especially if it's, like, a video essay made about a creepypasta, it's so shittily told, but, like, then they'll be like, oh, here's the most popular image of it. Like, people who found Jeff the Killer scary, the fucking story was dog water, but that one image that everybody fucking knows, and they're like, oh, okay, I see you.
Yeah, I found Jeff the Killer scary when I was growing up.
Nah. It's basically...
6 though.
Also, that
I would
last...
say 6 though.
There you go. And also that last one, the were-rabbit thing, when it's like he turned into a rabbit and like grew hair and shit. That literally reminded me of that one episode of the Goosebumps show where the dude randomly like turns into like part werewolf and he's shaving his hands and shit.
Yeah.
John Tron made a famous clip about that. No. I'm telling you, you don't like where this is gonna go. Stop. All right.
The only thing I could find creepy though is maybe like Sonic EXE, because like if you're just like if someone did like it was like a normal Sonic video and then like the next stage they got to was the Sonic EXE stage, I could see that.
Yeah, maybe.
Like just for like the what the fuck factor, but other
Yeah.
than that, really.
Yeah, Sonic EXE or the THQ logo, really the only two things I could really say that
THQ.
THQ, yes! THX. Maybe to a lesser extent that robot monkey thing.
Monkey.
But I feel that'd only be scary if you looked at it from like nowadays where it's like all dismantled and shit. Kind of like, have you ever seen a dismantled Furby without the fur?
Dismantled
That
what?
shit's just
Furby, yeah.
like a Furby without the fur.
Oh
Yeah.
god,
It's just like the
that's
robo
just
skeleton. That shit's
gross.
like, what the fuck? Alright, we ready to get into the just the tip?
One of the
Yeah.
funniest things I've ever seen about a Furby is someone turned a mannequin's hand into a Furby and it looked fucking hilarious.
Okay.
Where the Wild Things Are movie.
Oh, I remember this.
Where the Wild Things
I remember
Are is
this
a classic
movie.
children's book written by Maurice Sendak. In
even know there
2009,
was
a
a movie of
movie
it.
adaptation was released, and it was terrible. It was
Yeah, it
incredibly
sucked.
realistic looking, and for some reason, there was a lot of nightmarish imagery in the film, especially a scene where one of the Wild Thing's arms gets ripped off. Yeah, I had no idea what they were thinking. The movie flopped in the box office, and not many people actually liked it that much. It wasn't a good...
Also, can I just say, adaptations that are made live action always fucking suck. Netflix, if you fuck up One Piece, I swear to God. I found out yesterday that One Piece is I think it's being made into a live action movie.
Bro, I'm still waiting for Death Note 2 because that's yet to be canceled.
The only thing that I could think could work in a live action way and actually be good is maybe JoJo's, and that's just for the wardrobe.
Seeing that drip would be amazing.
Like, it could be the most shittily written movie ever, but you'd like it for the drip.
I would watch a JoJo live action for
Respect
2 reasons.
the drip, Karen.
I would watch a live action JoJo made by Netflix for 2 reasons. Reason number 1, the drip. Reason number 2, it's JoJo's.
True. JoJo's only has one piece of shit thing under their belt, and that's the Phantom Blood movie, which the director of that movie hates so much because it didn't include Speedwagon enough. I absolutely love that.
Yeah.
Even he knows
Honestly,
that Speedwagon is the best waifu.
I'm going to say one thing about live action JoJo's. People can't get pissy for them not casting Japanese people to play them, because unless it's part 3 or 4, because those are the only parts that take place with Japanese characters.
I was about to say, aren't they all like American kind of bastardizations almost in a sense?
And part 1 and 2 are British.
Oh yeah, they're all wankers, right?
Part 3 and 4 is Japanese, and part 5 is Italian.
Bibbidi bobbidi boo. All right.
good adaptation of the
Part
book,
6
and it
is, I
was
think,
just
American.
overall disturbing. Spirit, Halloween.
Well, I
and
mean,
The
I
Frogs.
masturbate in my jail cell all the
This
time.
one is pretty
Ah,
self-explanatory, but it
Oh,
makes
I
sense.
remember that.
For those who don't know, Spirit Halloween is a seasonal Halloween chain store that started in 1983. They've usually got
Owned by
animatronics
Treasures.
on display that you can activate with a little stepping pad. A lot of the time, the animatronics would spring to life and just terrify kids. I remember once I was at a Spirit store and I saw a kid step on the pad and get jump scared. The kid was so startled that he basically flew backwards, and it was hilarious.
Surprise,
Jurassic Park
motherfucker!
death scenes. This one is
Jurassic
very
Park-
self-explanatory.
Okay.
The scenes in Jurassic Park where
Bro,
a
that's
human
my
would get
fetish.
eaten alive were very frightening when you saw them as a kid. SpongeBob hot sauce. This entry is referring to a scene of SpongeBob.
Oh.
Yeah, it's pretty weird. Turns out
Yo,
this
is that
face is
Chubby
actually
Chase?
Tom Kenny, the voice actor of SpongeBob. Many people had commented about how much this scene scared them, and yeah, I get it. To those who were traumatized
Well, I mean,
by
it's
this,
weird.
I'm
I wouldn't
sorry
say
for bringing it back into
scary.
your memory.
I don't find that scary. That's
I'm
just
scared.
that's
I'm
not even
Scared is a
anything-
meta horror game that protagonizes the player.
Oh,
and
Yo,
provides
is
that
them
my
a
boy
surreal
Markiplier?
first-person experience.
Smart,
The game is
smart.
done with a pixelated art style and was played by big YouTubers like Markiplier. It's most famous for this face. Yeah,
Oh.
it's pretty creepy.
Okay. I've never seen this face before in my life.
Bro, why does this look like if someone sucker punched Sans?
Yep.
Don't
It does.
Return
Like,
of
Sage
Raggedy
plus that
Andrew.
Markiplier punch.
This was an
that.
episode
Yo!
of Nickelodeon
Oh!
cartoon My Life as a Teenage Robot.
Yo.
To make it brief, the main character is a robot who gets
I liked Zotan's porn parody the best personally.
Whoa.
Yeah.
This show's highly underrated. Put some respect on it, Gen, Alpha, Omega, or whatever the fuck we're in.
treated like a robot by the people around her. She doesn't like this and wants to be
Kenny
treated like a
Omega.
real human
Gen
girl.
Kenny
So,
Omega.
her creator makes a skin suit that she can wear to make her look like a human. The thing clings on her like Venom from Spider-Man, and it's pretty unsettling.
Venom.
Eventually, the exoskin very creepily attacks XJ9 while she's sleeping, and it's just unnerving. Imagine a little kid watching TV only to see this. Yeah, I 100% understand why this scares
Yo, is that
some
Scotty too hottie?
I first saw the episode in 2018, and even then I was surprised that this aired on Nickelodeon. SpongeBob Gorilla. This entry is referring to that scene in SpongeBob
But
when
Patrick's not
dresses
that
up as a
scary.
gorilla, only to reveal a live-action person in a gorilla
No,
suit
that.
tear off a Patrick skin suit.
Don't make me
Gorilla
laugh
Man
my
then
ass
puts
off.
Patrick and
that.
Sandy in a bag and starts smashing against the floor.
But
and
how
beating it up
can
in
a
bunch of
gorilla
different ways.
breathe underwater?
Eventually, the gorilla
Exactly,
takes SpongeBob
exactly.
and rips him in half. SpongeBob then asks what a gorilla is doing underwater. The gorilla then feeds a little horse guy. Yeah, it's just very weird. The end of the scene perfectly encapsulates my feelings on
What? What the fuck?
it. Jonah Pumpkinseed. This entry is referring to a scene in VeggieTales where
Oh.
pirates who don't do anything
Yo,
but
I don't think I've seen
VeggieTales.
actually.
enter an arena and get captured. They are
I
then
think I've
put
seen
in
this.
guillotines, and they see a pumpkin with a face on it get smashed by the blade. Yeah, honestly, it's pretty violent and off-putting when watching as a little kid. You wouldn't really expect something like this from VeggieTales. The Garfield Show Exterminator ad. This entry is referring to an episode of the Garfield Show where John Arbuckle's house is full of mice. John then shows Garfield
don't
an
think I've seen
advert
this.
for an extermination company. It shows 2D animation of mice being exterminated while a voice maniacally advertises the company's services. I used to be a huge fan of the Garfield Show back in the day, and I kind of remember this freaking me out. The Mayan calendar.
The Garfield show, was that like that was that shitty one from like 2009, eh?
Yeah, that was that 3D animation one.
Okay, so it's
That's
not,
that was.
what's the other
I
what's the one
don't
I'm thinking
remember.
of then?
You're thinking of Garfield and Friends.
Yes! That shit was fire. Continue.
That shit was fire.
The Mayan calendar is a system of calendars using pre-Columbian Mesoamerica
giant rock!
and in many modern countries in the
God,
Guatemalan
giant rock.
highlands. The year 2012 was suspected to be the end of the world because the Mayan calendar ended in that year. Of course, nothing happened.
Yo, what if it's
There was a
just
lot of
flipped
speculation
and
as
it's
to what
actually
would happen. And of course, the threat of
2102?
the end of the world was a very disturbing and anxiety-inducing thing to many Gen Z children. I remember learning about it through a video on that old 3DS video platform with those little dinosaur claymations. Apparently, the Mayan calendar was...
I
loved
remember
that app.
these.
I loved that app. I loved Dino Office or whatever it was called.
inaccurate, and it's
Like,
actually 2021
aviators
it's
on
supposed to
there
be
a
the
lot.
end of the world, or 2022 or something. So, yeah.
No.
Two-sentence
Sorry, I
horror
just set my
stories.
ass.
This one is pretty self-explanatory. Two-sentence horror stories are just that. The one that scared me the most goes a little something like this. I begin tucking him into bed, and he tells me, "Daddy, check for monsters under my bed." I look underneath for his amusement, and I see him, another him, under the bed.
I look under his bed and I see a Monster Energy and I'd be like, "Damn, son, you're right. There are some monsters under your bed." Ha! Okay, I'm sorry.
And then I see FNAF,
looking
and I was
back at
like,
me,
damn.
quivering and whispering,
There you go.
"Daddy, there's
Nice
somebody
eye
on my
stock
bed.
photo, bitch.
Don't hug me, I'm scared."
Is
So,
that even like
I genuinely actually found that kind of scary when I was younger.
correct me if I'm wrong, but that shit only came out in like 2012 or so. Can you really
It came
consider
out,
that
like,
child?
2010. It came out like 2010, 2008.
If YouTube would ever
in the
load.
2010s, I think. Yeah. Apparently, it's getting a TV show.
Yeah, I heard that. Yo, Charles White.
Yo, is that rich black guy?
Yo. 10 years ago, so that would have been 2012.
2011.
11, 12-ish. I don't count that as childhood, but I will continue.
But a lot
this
of
was the
people
number
think that
one
Gen Z only
requested
like
entry.
started like
I got
2008.
tons and tons of comments
True.
on every Iceberg
Yeah.
video asking why this wasn't on the list. Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared is a series of videos created by British filmmakers Becky Sloan and Joseph Pelling that are essentially a parody of kids shows, but
excuse
they're
me.
the exact opposite. The first episode released in 2011 and it caught the eye of many,
okay.
many
There we
people.
go.
If you somehow haven't seen a Don't Hug Me I'm Scared video, then I suggest that you do. Essentially, they all start off like innocent puppet shows until an inanimate object comes to life.
Yeah, but green
and
isn't a
starts singing
creative
to the
color,
puppets
so like
and
shut the
teaching
fuck
them a
up, dude.
lesson. It seems fine at first, but the lessons are always very flawed and incorrect. The series has spawned tons and tons of fan theories with the
Yo, I didn't know pubic hair was in that video.
biggest ones
There was
being
that one
about how
critical.
media influences the youth in negative ways. That's a very simplified version of explaining it, since there were tons of little hidden things in the
that one
video.
critical?
Yo, is
If you
that
haven't
the
watched
meth
Don't
head
Hug
down
Me
my
I'm
street
Scared,
who
I
forgot to
suggest that
speak
you
English
do.
from too much
Maybe
meth?
just pause this video, watch the series. It's very, very good. Garbage Pail Kids. So this one is more of an 80s kid thing, but I know it sure scared me. Garbage
Then why is it on the list? If it's an 80s thing, that's not Gen Z, you fucking idiot. I'm kidding.
Pail Kids were a brand of trading cards parodying the Cabbage Patch Dolls. Lots of these cards had some disturbing designs and names. There was also a movie
think
which
I've
was
seen
critically
some of
panned and
these.
had disgusting designs for the
What the
characters.
fuck is that?
I remember watching the irate
Oh,
gamers
Bomb?
video on them and being really
that
scared of the
Bomb?
characters, and that preventing me from sleeping a few times.
I think I actually
Ren
seen
and
some cards
Stimpy.
of those one time.
Ren and Stimpy was a classic
Hold up.
Nickelodeon
Wait,
cartoon
whoa,
show.
whoa,
They
whoa.
don't show the scene of Ren fucking Stimpy's ass or whatever the fuck it was.
What was
How,
that?
how in the... No, what? No, I was just saying, how in the fuck is Ren and Stimpy... I was gonna hear
I think it's
even...
Fringe. I think it's Fringe. But it would have been aired, because Gen Z started in what, 97?
97, 96, something like that.
And Ren and Stimpy was really popular around that time, so I can see it.
Hmm.
And it was on daytime Nickelodeon, I'd like to add.
Many people
Okay.
have fond memories of. The show had a lot of really gross humor in it, which could often be scary to younger kids. I feel like generally it was for older audiences, but a lot of younger audiences watched it as well and got scared. The creator of the show was a terrible person and a child predator. His name is John Crisfalucci. Don't support
Yo,
him.
John
Oh,
K.
okay.
Blame It on Hood Him made a great video on the topic, so I suggest that you check that
His
out.
last name is spelled
Charlie
Charlie.
and the Chocolate Factory animatronics burning scene. So in the 2005 Charlie and the Chocolate Factory movie, they added a scene that wasn't in the book or the original movie. It
I
showed
don't
a
know
bunch
if
of
I remember
animatronic
this.
dolls resembling the It's a Small World
Yes.
characters from Disney, greeting the
Why is
golden
he
ticket winners with a song. Eventually some pyrotechnics
It's probably
go wrong
blurred
and
'cause
everything
of
just
copyright.
goes up in flames.
Oh.
The animatronics start to melt and burn with eyeballs popping out and limbs falling off and just general scary imagery. I remember I always hated the scene whenever I watched this movie, and well, so did you
I remember
guys.
that scene.
Thomas Bull Scene. This is referring to a scene in Thomas the Tank Engine by the name of Bullseyes. A bull stands on the tracks while a train has to pass by.
I'm
I
assuming
can
it's
see how
because of
this bull
copyright.
characters could be kind of unnerving.
assuming.
just
Yeah, probably.
standing there, you know, when you're.
Let me check
playing
that the
a kid.
video is still...
This entry was suggested by Jackson of the Chill Hour podcast, which I was on. As the name implies, it's
Just in case, we'll put it to 1080p just in case.
very chill. So
Okay.
if you're interested, I would suggest checking it out. Shallow
There's so
Water
little things in this watch.
Jesus Christ!
Yes.
Shallow waters.
says.
Mm.
So
Okay, do we have anything to say about just a tip?
Yeah, how do you only have 7 videos in your watch later? Mine has like 100 times that.
I threw it in my watch later in case I couldn't find it again.
Okay, but why is there? How are there only 6 other videos? I have like 747 unwatched videos in my watch later.
Probably because I don't know. I will say one thing, though.
My watch later.
I will say one thing though, like it's getting to a little bit more of a point, but like it's still kind of like okay, like just calm down, pussy.
Getting to things I can actually see people getting scared of, including I was actually scared of the Don't Hug Me I'm Scared shit when I was younger.
I just thought it was weird. I didn't really think it was scary.
I was up to like 4 years younger than you too.
That's true.
Every time you would watch it,
But just remember, green's not a creative color.
it's not.
All right.
Fuck anyone who thinks it is.
this one
And
is
if you
pretty
think green's a creative
self-explanatory.
color,
I'm sure that
fuck
you can
you.
see how something like this would be terrifying.
I'm Ricky Bob.
I don't want this video to get hidden, since this is very sensitive material, but I think you guys would know how and why this would be traumatizing.
The school shooter PSA. Is that the one I'm thinking it is?
Just look it up on your other YouTube tab. Just watch it.
Oh wait, I think I've seen it. I think I've seen it before.
It's
It's like
the
yeah,
one-
this
it's the one
this
where you're
scissor comes in
focused-
handy or whatever.
No, the one I'm thinking of is where you're focusing on like some kid or whatever, and it's like, did you see the signs of the school shooting?
Oh,
Is
that.
it that one? I don't know. I
I
want to
don't
look
know.
it up
I was
because I
thinking
don't
it was
really.
the one that I've seen recently.
I really don't want this to get like fucking demonetized or banned, so like I don't want to look it up. But yeah, it might be that one. But what one are you thinking?
I was thinking of the one where it's I don't know if it was a school shooting or not. They were saying, but
Obama.
yeah, okay. This comes really in handy to bar the door or something like that. These scissors come in really handy whenever I need to or stab something or whatever. And then it's like, yeah, these pencils too. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Actually, the scissors really only come in handy when I need to cut my poop up.
Ouch.
My poop scissors, you
I
know.
think the emo girl gets jealous of her phone when it dies.
Okay.
Moving on.
Black Licorice.
Black licorice ain't scary.
Back in the day, Nickelodeon offered little flash games
Yo,
on a
it's-
website called Click-a-Mageddon. This one was for Halloween and featured little characters with the faces of kids going around trick-or-treating. You got a bowl of caramel and black licorice. If you give the kids caramel, they are happy. But eventually, you run out of caramel. If you give a kid black licorice, this is what happens.
Black licorice.
Oh.
Yeah, what the hell were they thinking?
That isn't
Who
disturbing
greenlit this and thought
whatsoever.
It was okay for
Nah,
kids?
nah,
It was
it's
kind
not.
of a prank. because
Cloudy
you could then email
eggs,
the game to a friend
okay.
and prank them, having them not expect the jump scare.
Yeah, you know, like crank
Still.
that soldier boy, you know.
House fancy toenail scene. Alright, so this one's a bit of a gory
Oh, that's the creepiest shit I think I've ever seen in my life,
one,
boys.
so I'm just warning you now.
Prepare
this
your
might be a bit
anuses.
triggering for some. So,
Yo, what the
for
fuck?
whatever reason, around
Oh, this
season
one.
6 of
Makes me
SpongeBob,
cringe.
they made this big shift in humor where there was a lot of just really gross or really mean-spirited jokes in them.
Why
I
is
love
it
the
so, like,
I
In this
love the
episode,
mayonnaise
SpongeBob is
filter.
helping Squidward move furniture.
Oh,
They're
that
moving
one.
a couch around, and unfortunately, said couch falls directly on Squidward's toe. The leg of the couch keeps falling on his toe, and eventually his toenail gets ripped out. Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking either. The scene is pretty hard to watch, and I don't really see how it's funny. The scene has been disturbing kids for many years, and it probably will continue to do so for years.
Yo, he slipped on
Conker's
jizz.
Bad Fur Day Zombies.
Come on.
Wait,
Alright,
what?
so Conker's Bad Fur Day was a game that parodied classic
Oh,
Rare
these
games like
things.
Banjo
yeah.
I remember.
The game looked family friendly but was completely the opposite, and that was the joke. Some kids were bought the game by parents who couldn't tell that it wasn't your standard kid-friendly collectathon.
Okay. You know the ESRB's been around since at least the early 90s. So, like, it clearly wasn't a family-friendly game. When you look over at the ESRB and
Yeah.
it said, oh, I don't know, M for mature?
Yeah.
Too
M for midget.
stupid! What?
Yeah.
It's M for midget.
Wee Man approved.
The game was released in 2001 for the Nintendo
Wee Man
64
tested,
and
mother
later
approved.
remade on the Xbox in 2005 with better graphics and gameplay. In these
Look at them
games, there are
graphics!
zombies that are honestly kinda creepy looking. Even though kids weren't supposed to play this game, I still feel bad for the kids who did. These little cute characters with their eyeballs popping out are just... yeah. Brian Griffin's Bad Trip. Alright, so in
Oh,
the Family
yeah.
Guy episode, Seahorse Seashell Party, Brian Griffin takes mushrooms and has a really bad trip. We see the entire thing with animation that is far better than normal Family Guy. And it's very, very nightmarish.
This looks like
One
Modern
of the most
Family Guy,
disturbing
though.
things is when Brian finds Peter Griffin being cooked alive on a
2010.
rotisserie while singing the wheels on the bus. The imagery and sounds are very disturbing. I imagine some kids might have just been flipping through channels only to find this disturbing shit. Mac Tonight. Alright, so this one
Yo, you saying I'm scary, bro? Kidding.
Bro,
probably
you very
relates
scary,
more
bro.
to older generations, but apparently this scared some of my audience. Mac
How
Tonight
the f-
Yeah, the pussies in your audience, maybe.
was a McDonald's mascot back in the 1980s, and you might recognize him from St. Pepsi's Late Night Delight album. More specifically, the
Yes.
or you might recognize him as a racist rapper who plays for Team Pole in the 4chan Cup. I'm just saying.
He plays for
Music
Team-
video for the
Wait, he
song.
plays for Poland in the.
Or not Poland, a Pole. R/ 4chan's politically incorrect board.
That is hilarious.
There's a dude who literally plays a soccer game and mods it full of fucking all the boards from 4chan. It's great. Highly recommended.
Enjoy yourself. I could see why Mac Tonight could be seen as creepy, but to me he's actually pretty cool. The commercials are really
Thanks.
cool and have an awesome vaporwave vibe going on, so if you're into that type of thing, I'd suggest checking them out. Gregory's Room. Gregory's Room is a creepypasta about a Nick Jr. show about a little character talking about how much fun he and the viewer will have together in his room. A YouTuber by the name of Seinfeld Spitstain, creator of the Jimmy Neutron Happy Family Happy video, made a video displaying this alleged pilot, and it's pretty creepy.
Jesus Christ.
Eventually, Gregory states that it'll just be the two of you, alone in his room.
Gregory, I don't understand
No
what's funny
parents,
about this video.
no police, no one to hear you scream.
No one to hear me scream, who, baby? At least buy me dinner first.
Let's do a quick little hydration drinking game, alright? I say creepy a lot in these videos, you guys are pointing it out.
Bruh, if I
man,
took
take
a
this
drink every time
every
you
time
said
you do.
creepy, and I had alcohol, I think I'd have liver poisoning.
Bro, I would have more liver. Bro, I would have more liver disease than I would liver.
Would you like some liver with that liver disease?
Every time I say creepy, take a shot of water. You'll be very
Water!
hydrated by this. Tails doll.
You tequila.
Oh, here's
Fucking
Tails
called
Doll.
it! Fucking
Called
called it!
Fucking called it, baby.
What next? Dead Bart's
Tails
gonna be
doll
on
was
this
a
fucking
character in the
thing?
game
Wait,
Sonic
wait,
R
pause,
that was
Yeah.
just
pause.
Yo.
I legit called where it would be too. I said, bro, it's gonna be like exactly under the tip of Watts.
I'm waiting for Dead Bart in about 5 minutes. I'm calling it.
The character
For
creeped
real.
out a lot of kids
I'm gonna take a
playing,
piss.
but that's not all. The reason
Should we wait for you then?
He's already gone.
Okay, we'll wait. Because this is a viewing experience together. I like how we're 20 minutes into the video and already 40 minutes into the.
Alright, you come out and engage. Let's go.
We called Tails Doll being on here.
most people are familiar with this character is the creepypasta that came out about it.
Yo, what
Nowadays,
the hell
the
was
story
that?
is pretty silly, but it sure used to be creepy. It ends with a bloody plush form of the character appearing in the writer of the story's room and
Yo, who shoved that doll up their vagina? Jesus Christ.
You did.
killing them, I think. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of silly.
Bro, you're just
Alfred's
that famous
Playhouse.
Tails.
Alright, this is a really weird, bizarre, and disturbing animation series from Memelords. It's about a little character named Alfred going through a bunch of crazy set pieces, and honestly, it's kinda hard to watch.
Yeah, okay, but it's
There are multiple
Newgrounds.
episodes, and the whole thing is just really nonsensical and weird, and I'm glad I didn't have to watch through this as a kid. I feel like
Okay, but hear me out here. It's Newgrounds.
Oh,
it
this.
really upset me. Ponies sliding into boxes gone wrong. Alright, so back in the day,
Pony
the
jar?
brony community...
Pony jar?
What the? This is
Hey, yo,
just
hey, yo, pony jar? Hey, yo, is this the pony jar?
Ponies
And
were
then
all
now.
over the internet, and if you were in that community, then you were having a lot of fun. If somehow you don't know what a brony is, then let me just quickly let you know.
I wish I didn't.
Brony is a mix of bro and pony.
No
The
shit.
term was created by
No
fans of the show
fucking
on the
shit.
internet message board 4chan. Generally,
Who is
bronies
this
are
great
just male adult
4chan?
fans of My Little Pony, but kids can be bronies too.
No, they
The
can't.
female version is a Pegasus.
Why?
The community was massive online, so
What
much
the
that there were
fuck?
multiple brony conventions.
M&M
in
shirt
real
and a
life.
fucking. Oh
The
my
biggest and most
god.
official one being
Okay.
BronyCon, which I personally had a ton of fun at when I was 10 years old.
Sorry, I
Online
don't know what
Brony
is
fan
making me
videos
laugh,
were a
but-
huge thing, and there was this one series of animations that were beloved by the community, including me. Ponies sliding into boxes. There was this one little parody of the animations where it looked normal until one of the ponies slides into a box of nails. I remember loving the original animation.
Oh,
yeah.
I still remember the bloody version would play, and I'm sure that many, many other kids were.
I love
Dead
that.
Bart.
Hey, I
Dead
called
Bart
it.
is a creepypasta
Oh my
about
God.
Shocker. Bart
Called it. I'm just better than you. Default dancing on them haters, boys.
Simpson passing away. In the story, the writer asks Simpsons creator Matt Groening about it. Matt then starts crying and gives him a DVD that doesn't work at first but eventually does. See, the thing
I love how every fucking Lost episode creepypasta all fucking starts the same. Where it's like the creator cries and reluctantly gives them the tape and it doesn't work. Like every single fucking one. But anyway.
is, the story explains that the reason that some episodes of The Simpsons are counted weirdly officially is because there's a missing episode, being Dead Bart. The writer then sees a weird Simpsons episode from this DVD where Bart Simpson breaks an airplane window and gets sucked out of it and dies. The Simpsons visit his grave where his body lays, and then they start crying as the camera pans out only to show a bunch of graves displaying guest stars of The Simpsons, showing their death dates, which to some are accurate, such as Michael Jackson. This frame of Homer's face melting off from an episode of The Simpsons is often showed alongside this creepypasta, since he kind of looks like
Isn't that
Bart.
like an album cover?
Overall, the story freaked me out despite not watching The Simpsons.
I don't know.
It doesn't really hold up that well in terms of the story, but I still remember it fondly. Evil Pickle. On October 16, 2007, the video of the Evil Pickle was released.
Funniest shit I've ever seen.
I remember this.
It features a gardener picking cucumbers from her garden, only for one to grow and kill her. Said pickle then finds a boy playing piano and kills him too. A boy reading Harry Potter then starts fighting the evil pickle with a banana, eventually killing the pickle and eating it. Later, in 2018, a video by the name of Evil Pickle the Movie was released on the YouTube channel
I don't like
WCK
this.
Life,
This is stupid.
featuring two boys
Pickle Rick, there it is.
Pickle, you piggy, oh no, yeah, go kill.
getting killed by an Evil Pickle Rick plush. There are
This
some
is the
sequels to this
stupidest
video
thing I've
that are
ever
all
seen.
gold. Both of these Evil Pickle videos are extremely charming, and I would recommend giving them both a watch.
Yo, Tattoo McGee's like, what the fuck is this shit, homie?
Judge
What did I
Doom's
just
death.
my kids doing?
Judge Doom is the antagonist in the movie Who Framed Roger Rabbit. The character first gets steamrolled and then melted.
Oh
in a very
yeah,
brutal
that's the
way.
good shit.
If you take a look at the comments of the clip, you'll see people recounting how
into
much
that.
this scared them. We Crash. This one
We
is something that I
Crash?
can totally personally relate to. A Nintendo Wii
Yeah,
would
yeah.
sometimes just crash. Said crash wouldn't just
Damn.
make the Wii turn off, no. The Wii would freeze and play a really loud, high-pitched tone.
Yeah.
This always scared me a lot.
Nostalgia,
Most of the time
baby.
it would happen would be while using the Amazon Prime app or Netflix app, which made whatever you were watching
Well, okay, that's your fault for watching Netflix on your fucking Wii.
a lot
You
more
used to watch
quiet than
Netflix
other
on the
things
Wii.
on the Wii.
Shut up!
So whenever it would crash, the sound was really, really loud. How many of you guys out there experienced this? Lost
Like,
episodes. This entry
Lost
is
ep-
referring
yep.
to the subgenre of creepypastas, talking about episodes of what are usually kids shows that are dark and creepy and often have a character be evil or die or something.
Because they're all
Often
the
these
same.
creepypastas are very cheap and low-effort stories with super predictable plots and everything.
Yeah, no shit,
Although
I
do
literally just
remember being
commented
scared
on
by
that like
quite
not
a
even
lot of
5
the
minutes ago.
stories. When I was like 8
What
or
the
so,
fuck?
it definitely makes
What
sense
the
that lots
fuck
of
is
people
this?
were scared by this
That's a
too.
Smile Dog.
Seeing dark perversions of cartoons always freaked me out and made me see the originals in a different light a lot of the time. Bloody Jigglypuff. This entry is referring
yeah.
to this iconic creepypasta picture of the Pokemon Jigglypuff with creepy
Escape from
bloody
Lavender
eyes.
Town.
I don't have
Ooh.
much to say about this, but I do want to show you this video by Adam Tiller.
It'd be funnier if it was lower pitched.
Yeah.
This image was used for the video displaying the backwards version of the Lavender Town theme, and it's definitely pretty creepy.
That was fire.
Madness Combat. Madness Combat is a series of flash animations made by Matt Jolly,
I've played some
also
of
known
these.
as Crinkles. The reason these things
Crinkles.
exist is to display
If it's the
excessive
same game, I
violence
think it is. I
as a
think I
kid.
played. Yeah,
Yo,
I
I remember
Gore and bloody
these.
Violence, so I can totally see
Bro,
someone
that
being
dude just
really
looks like a
excited by this
freaking
series.
buff version of
There's also a
Quake, the
Madness
fuck?
Combat Newgrounds game, which I just recently played for the first time, and it's actually very fun. These characters
that
have made a
using Friday
resurgence
Night Funkin'.
recently, and I'm not exactly sure why. They might
because
be in
Friday Night Funkin's a new-
or something,
Newgrounds
but lots of
thing.
people are especially interested
I
in
believe.
Tricky the Clown. Why that is, I'm not
Because
totally
it's in
sure, but I'm
Friday
gonna
Night
put it in the thumbnail so people click. Happy Mask Salesman.
What are you
Legend of Zelda,
buying?
Majora's Mask, and The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. The character
Ben
by the
Drowned,
How do you-
baby, let's go.
I think there's a video, I could be wrong, but it's the Happy Mask Salesman, but the audio's from the urchin from fucking Resident Evil.
God.
What are
Hey,
you buying?
I'm waiting for Ben Drowned to be here.
Happy
Let's
Yeah, I
Mask
was just
Salesman.
about to say
Very
that.
creepy look to it.
Watch,
got
it's
a
gonna
bunch
be
of
like in the
kind of
next level.
weird
It's not gonna be
masks
this
on his
level. It's
back,
gonna be the
including
next
one of
one,
Mario.
or like
There are
towards the
also some
bottom for
creepypastas
whatever
about the guy
reason.
being evil, so I totally understand being scared by this guy. I think I first learned
Bro,
about
can you
him through
imagine
the
if the
Peanut Butter
mask were just him cutting
Gamer's
people's face
G-Files
off?
episode.
Yo, Peanut Butter
which is a YouTuber
Gamer,
that I
who
don't
the
watch
fuck
anymore,
cares
but
about
if
that
it's
guy?
series, I might check him out again. Bloody Mario games. When I think Bloody Mario games,
yes.
I think Super Mario Flash. When I was a
When
little
I
kid,
think
I
Bloody
didn't have
Mario games, I think the prawn parody of Mario's Missing with Peach, if you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm
many
saying?
Mario games that I could play on console, so I spent a lot of time on those old Flash game websites, playing lots of different games. My favorite of the bunch being Mario Combat, which was awesome. But Mario
I think I've
Flash
played
had a
it before.
disturbing twist. As mentioned earlier, I really didn't like bloody things, so whenever I
you're a
accidentally
pussy.
found this game and started playing it, the bloody death
I think
of the
I've actually
Goombas
played
in
this
Mario
before. It
always
was
disturbed
fun.
me, and I always called my mom over to help me get rid of the game. To be clear, I was probably like 6
Mommy, how do I close the window on my computer?
6 or 7 years old when all this was happening, so seeing stuff like this was pretty bad. I'm
sorry.
sure there's a lot of other bloody Mario games, but this is the one that stands out to me the most.
Yo, it's fucking
Game Boy
Toad.
camera. The Game Boy camera.
Okay.
Oh.
This shit. This is probably the first legitimate scariest thing because those pictures sometimes. Holy shit! I remember I bought a used Game Boy and like you could import the pictures into games, and then like I'd be playing a game and I'd fail a level and it's just one of those pop up. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit?
It was exactly what it sounded like. A tiny camera that could take pictures.
Also, Neil Young also used the Game Boy camera for an album. Interesting fact.
Huh.
When inserted into a Game Boy. Hell, it even used to be the smallest camera in the Guinness Book of World Records. But nothing about that sounds creepy, right? Well, since this was a Nintendo thing, it wasn't just a camera. The Game Boy camera acted like a game, meaning that you could take pictures of people and then put them into little games. There was an RPG style section with a couple different options, one of them being run. If you decide to click run, then you could be greeted by these faces. Yeah.
Sexy.
These faces were pretty popular in the online creepy community, and that's where I first saw them.
Ooh, sexy.
When I was a little kid, I thought these guys were really, really disturbing, and they definitely kept me up at night a few
10 out of
times.
10 would smash.
There's something about the
that
low
Wonder Woman?
quality of the pictures and the way that they're
Anyway, here's
drawn.
Wonderwall.
I don't know. It's just weird. The
Wait,
chuckle
what did that say?
and
Equator?
it's
Shoot.
Jump. What the fuck? Okay.
I don't know.
the Chuckle
It's
Hut.
done in Africa.
The Chuckle Hut is a video uploaded in 2001 of an animated woman shaking around with a stretched out mouth with creepy music playing.
Okay.
To be completely honest, this video has a pretty strong nightmare or fever dream vibe to it, and it's certainly very weird. I don't really know what the point of it is. There might be some hidden lore to it, but I certainly don't know what it is.
Somebody showed me that
Fun
one time. I was like,
video
what the fuck?
TV. Okay, so I feel like this entry is gonna bring back a lot of long forgotten memories for a lot of you guys. So back in like 2012, the song Gangnam Style was the biggest thing in the world. All ages loved it.
Yo, I feel
certainly
old.
loved
That
it.
was
All my friends
2012,
loved it.
yo.
And something that was also very popular was Angry
Jeez, that
Birds.
was 10
Same
years
goes for that. So Fun Video TV decided to make a video combining them, and yeah.
So that's
video
what
has
Moist Critical is talking about when he says he ganged himself on people's girls. I get it now.
tons of views, and the person made multiple other videos that were basically the same thing. There were also a lot of really weird, creepy videos featuring horror movie characters just dancing around and just doing overall weird things. Also, a lot of the character models just looked terrible, and I
What
feel
the
like I got
fuck?
freaked out by a few of these videos back in the day.
What the fuck?
I run my
is
mouth
this?
about how terrible YouTube Kids content is nowadays, but was what rewatched really all that much better?
Back to the
I mean,
people jumping on the
it's
bed
just
real quick.
literally
Hold
the
on.
same crap you find on. But was what?
Hold on. Should I pause
I
it when
run
they're
my
jumping on
mouth
the bed? I
about how
swear that one of them
terrible
looks
YouTube
like.
Kids.
Oh my god, is that who I think it is?
It's John Cena.
Your
Got
mother.
freaked out by a few.
Oh, is that what it is on his
I have no
bed?
idea.
I run my mouth about how terrible YouTube Kids
That's Hitler. That's Hitler.
Yeah, that.
content is nowadays. But was what rewatched really all that much better? I mean, this shit's literally the same crap you find on YouTube Kids. It's some weird stuff.
It's literally
How-to
Mr.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one is pretty
How
self-explanatory.
did
Oh,
anybody
that's
find
a-
how
how
to
Basic
basic
video, but
disturbing?
If you haven't, then, well, you're gonna see some weird stuff.
I don't get
How to
it.
Basic is pretty much a crazy bait and switch. You'll click on a video expecting, well, a tutorial video, only to get what it seems like you clicked on, at first. Soon after, shit hits the fan and the video gets crazy. Many eggs are thrown, things are destroyed, and full-on chaos proceeds. I remember finding this video through the React video done on it. The videos displayed on that were pretty tame, so I didn't expect to see a big fish being desecrated, which I know scared me and a lot of other kids.
Don't put that in the.
It wasn't really scary.
I feel like I'm gonna
it was more
puke
just
after looking at that
disturbing
Coke
and
bottle.
disregard for this animal's carcass. The channel is still going strong to this day, with some really high budget videos coming.
Gross.
McDonald's Funky Chicken. Alright,
Excuse me?
just check this out.
Okay.
Oh.
There's a dance called the funky chicken.
Ten would smash.
Yeah.
What the?
10 out of 10 would smash.
The short one, there's nothing wrong with it. It's that other one that looks like a fucking ant from A Bug's Life.
Yeah. McDonald's chicken McNuggets.
Does, doesn't
They
it?
can't dance, but the only meat
Yo, are they gonna put?
Yo, when
I'd
Mom
be
says when-
if I call this, I'm a psychic because I haven't seen this video in a while. Are they gonna put those shitty Singapore fucking McDonald's Sonic ads on here?
Chicken breast. Some
When
fun,
mom
some
says we have to finish
all
this bourbon
inside
home.
this happy meal.
Yeah. What the hell? What were they thinking? Why?
They weren't.
Yeah, they weren't. There you go.
I feel like many people
were
saw this and
thinking
then
money.
never saw it again.
Money.
Couldn't find it online and then just, I guess, shook it off as a dream. But no, this abomination is very, very real. The designs are just
It's real
so
to me.
disgusting. And I guess if they wanted to make a commercial that stuck with people, they sure did. Godzilla NES. Godzilla NES is a very iconic creepypasta that many
That's not Godzilla.
people really, really love, and some really hate.
Lavender Town
It's got a
theme.
very controversial ending, which I won't spoil here since I suggest that you check out the story, but basically the story is about a Godzilla NES game that seems normal at first, but then a bunch of weird things start happening. The imagery itself is very creepy, and I remember watching the Mullet Mike sticky paddle video on it and being freaked out by it. Halo Flood. So this is referring to the parasitical alien species from the Halo games by the name of the Flood. The way in which they infect things and move and multiply is really disgusting, and it works so well in the game. I played my first Halo game at, I think, 14, and even then I was like, jeez, this is intense. The Flood come in different forms for you to kill. Halo fans, don't get mad at me if I don't explain this in the best way, since I don't know much about Halo lore, I just like shooting things. In my opinion, the grossest of these are the
So you're a psychopath.
small flood things. However, what I think disturbed kids the most
Infection
are
form,
these
yeah.
more zombie-like forms. You see, these flood creatures would attack
Combat
both
forms.
humans and aliens, slowly infecting
Not
them
the
and turning them
Arbiter!
into these really grotesque versions of
That's just the
themselves.
normal elite. But anyways.
Honestly, I think the flood are still creepy to this day. Puberty.
Okay, before we get into that, do we have anything to say about that last video? Oh, we're still on the same... No. Are we?
No, we're no longer in solid waters. We're in the
Alright.
middle of the ice.
I'd like to know what this puberty thing is, but we'll get into that here in a second.
Let's go.
I will say this,
Puberty
now it's
challenge.
starting to at least get a little bit more where you can kind of like be like, yeah,
Yeah,
that could be.
I can start-
And really, the only really thing that I'd say honestly scared me as a kid would have been the Game Boy camera, but that could have just been because of the technology even.
True.
Technology is scary, just like 1910 times.
When I first started playing Halo, yeah, the Flood were a little spooky at times, but other than that.
Bro, I didn't start playing Halo until like
Ever.
2 years ago when we played it at the arcade.
I know it's probably not going to be on here, but fucking Nemesis from Resident Evil, like the reveal with like the bloody mouth, that shit, whoo. That shit was kind of like, oh.
Yeah, your Nemesis is no match for my Pyramid Head. It has 200 more attack points.
Pyramid Head's a G.
Head, stop.
He's
Bro,
a G.
Pyramid Head, stop pumping Nemesis. I know I've got him neutered.
All right, to the middle of the ice.
Daddy
This
was a
entry is kind of a
drinker.
weird one, but I think you'll understand why it's here. Puberty is generally something that's really hard for a lot of kids to go through.
So you're saying flat out that puberty is trauma. Also, I like how it says breast growth, and the person looks like a dude.
Yep.
Your body changes in ways that you
Just
don't
say-
expect.
Your son may be noticing.
Kinda disturbing
Your
and
son
weird.
may be noticing.
Your son may be noticing breast growth. It's a trap.
I remember when my voice started to change when I was like 11 or 12. I
Mine
hated it.
hasn't. I was born
I
with
felt
this
like my
voice.
new voice was like bad or wrong somehow. And of course, my experiences with the male side of things. But another weird one is when you start to quote unquote grow facial hair. Like you.
Oh yes, I could never forget the first time I grew facial hair. It looked like fucking Michael Cera. Never gonna forget it. Never gonna forget it.
Bro, I was just swimming, and then
You know,
all of
quote
a
up
sudden,
facial hair
boom,
like a
I
little
was Scott
tiny-
Pilgrim.
Just all of a sudden, I was Michael Cera, and it just
All of a
happened.
sudden, like I woke up and boom, I was Scott Pilgrim.
Like one day, I looked up and I looked like I was dragged out of an 80 porno movie. Like, oh man, they called me Ron Jeremy Jr. for fuck's sake.
Little fuzz stash, and you cut it, and then you bloody all your face up because you never shaved before, and yeah.
What are you, a nerd? You cut yourself
Bro,
shaving? Nerd. I don't even use shaving cream, nerd.
You've gone through this and you'll know exactly what I'm talking
Actually, that's not good for
Just
you.
use what-
That's not good for you. If there's anybody out there who's, going through puberty that just so happens to stumble across this channel because we say fuck a lot, do use shaving cream. I don't recommend not using shaving cream. Don't be an idiot like me.
Don't be an idiot like
Which
us.
leads me to today's sponsor.
Dude, that's
This
water.
video is brought to you
What
by
do you-
manscaped.com.
Speaking of that,
I fucking knew it.
Did he actually use puberty as a segue to the sponsor?
Okay,
of
I'm
the video?
sorry. That's fucking genius.
That's fucking genius.
I will give him that one. That one 10 out of 10.
Global
We gotta
brand
skip
for
the
men's
sponsorship,
grooming
though.
and hygiene products.
Now we gotta skip his sponsorship because we're not sponsored.
Beautiful.
Yo, he looks like he has it. What the fuck? Okay, wait. I need to go back. I need
looks
to.
like
Over here was me before I had Manscaped.
That was him before
Bro, that's me right
Manscaped,
now.
apparently.
Beautiful stuff.
Bold.
Now he's got a pedo set.
Yeah, basically.
lawnmower. Oh, was that like 3.0 or 4.0?
When this came out, it would have been probably 4.
Razors.
Really nice. And also
Very nice.
adjustable.
Sorry, it's not that I'm skipping your ad on purpose. It's just I'm not sponsored by Manscaped, so I don't give a
Very
fuck.
comfortable.
But if you want to
Our
sponsor us,
sponsor-
Manscaped,
To the iceberg.
we'll take it.
DMs are
Mariana
open.
Marigod Gleskor. This
The fuck?
entry is referring to an old YouTube
Oh,
video. Kind of an
this
urban legend.
video of the guy.
Mariana Marigod Gleskor is a cursed YouTube video that was deleted by YouTube. If you look it up now, you can find it, but what you find is not the full thing. Allegedly, those who watched the original video pulled their eyes out and mailed them to YouTube headquarters. What?
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. It's obviously a creepypasta, but like, how the fuck could you rip your own eyes out, right? Okay, and mail them, and fucking mail them? That always
medically
bugged me.
speaking, that is medically speaking, that is possible.
But you could.
Logically speaking, logically speaking, no. Medically speaking, you could survive with ripping your own eyes out.
Yeah, I'm not saying medically it's not possible, but I mean, if you use logic, that's just no.
If you use your brain,
The
it doesn't
story
make
never
sense how you
made
could
any-
be able
Exactly.
to do it.
Exactly. And you know what? Nothing will be more scarier than Memelords Man. That's all I'm gonna say. Memelords Man. Ooh, real childhood trauma
Oh,
there.
sense,
bro,
especially the
I
eye.
honestly forget what the
How
fuck
the
he
hell-
looks like. Google him real quick for me.
Oh fuck! How do you spell his name?
Wait, who?
Bro, I'm sure
Memelords
he
Man. He was that devil Digimon. You know what? I'm just gonna put devil Digimon and it will probably come up. Digimon. I guarantee it's gonna come up.
Which one are you talking about?
Memelords. I don't know if it will actually like show up as Memelords.
I thought you were talking about Dioboromon for a second. I was like, what?
Dioboroman is also, or was Memelords even a? Oh fuck! I don't know how to spell it. Maybe I'll voice it. Maybe it will. Okay, there's one way to find out if this will work. Memelords.
Oh.
Yeah, this fucker. This boy.
Oh, that guy.
This boy. Well, he's not really creepy.
Wait,
but
what about
yeah.
him?
I said nothing will be more creepier than him.
Why?
I don't know. I just said it was a joke mostly.
Oh.
It's more so just as a shit.
Bro, I
post.
need to rewatch the
How
original
can you
Digimon.
mail them to YouTube if you don't have
After the
eyes?
first
It's-
52 episodes, it's not worth it.
It's dumb. But the video itself is nothing special, and the alleged full version is on YouTube for you to watch, and no, the video will not make you mail your eyeballs to YouTube. Fish-
Okay, and if it does, sir?
Fishman.
Oh, are we talking about the Aquaman
Alright,
video
I
game?
feel like this one is gonna bring back memories for tons of people who forgot about this video. Fishman is a classic video uploaded on the channel Hackor, who also created the iconic Here Comes Pac-Man video. The Fishman is a parody of the song It's Beginning to Look a Lot Like Christmas, and
What the
displays a
fuck?
future apocalyptic world filled with these humanoid
Okay.
fishmen. The special effects are pretty good, especially considering the fact that this video was released in 2009. The video is undeniably charming
YouTube.
and I love it, but it's pretty unnerving.
Oh.
The video is based off of the story Shadow over Innsmouth by H.P. Lovecraft, which
Of course
on
it's
own is
H.P.
pretty
Lovecraft.
scary. I watch this video every Christmas season and it always gets me in the holiday spirit. If you haven't seen the video, then I highly suggest that you check it out.
Okay, Tell me that one fish didn't look like fucking Beetlejuice.
Oh, that one right there.
That one right there.
The man.
Tell me
The
that
man or the movie character.
the man. Tell me that kind of doesn't remind you of Beetlejuice.
You mean like the one that? Okay, hold on. Are you talking about Beetlejuice, like the monster? Beetlejuice, like the how, if I dig a 6-foot hole, then how deep is that hole?
The 6-foot hole one.
The 6-foot hole one. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Sorta. It's mostly just from the eyes. If you look at it quickly, if you know what Beetlejuice looks like.
I can see it. I can see it.
If you haven't seen the video, then I highly suggest that you check it out. Feel Good Inc. music video. So
what?
Is the video like more creepier than I remember? Okay, wait.
Gorillaz.
No, it's not.
It's pretty much the coolest band out there.
I think I know what he's talking about. He's probably talking about fucking 2D against the fucking background when at the starting of the song, probably.
I'm a huge fan, and lots of you guys are too. If you don't know about Gorillaz, then you'll probably be confused as to why the
Where's that shirt? I want to buy that shirt.
Well, that's because the band is just fictional animated characters. In 2005, they released a song by the name of Feel Good Inc., and it's a damn good song. It blew up and had a music video to go along with it, which has some pretty dark themes. When I first listened to Feel Good Inc., I didn't really like the song because the laugh kind of freaked me out, but nowadays, Feel Good Inc. is one of my favorite songs. And
okay, yeah, I can kind of see. Yo, is that dude we knew about the toaster with Danger Zone? That's all I'm saying. Holy shit. Never heard a song butchered more than that.
Oh my god.
It could be worse. He could be a guy doing karaoke down with the sickness.
I also want to give an honorable mention, shout out.
I'm sorry, but that is literally like my biggest pet peeve. Just people who do.
Unless it's that one old guy who does it super funny.
Well, yeah, but like, if you're not gonna do the whole like full force, and you just go just don't even sing it. Just don't even sing it. I know I've said it in a podcast before, but just like don't.
Song Rocket. Yeah, I don't think I have to explain this one. Liquid Generation Tube. Liquid Generation Tube was an old website that just stinks of 2000s and not in a great way. They had a YouTube channel featuring videos from the
you know what? I imagine that YouTube channel will be like what Jersey looks like.
Website, which started off as a tabloid.
That YouTube channel is probably what New Jersey look. Excuse me? Excuse me? Excuse me? I now want to unironically find that video and see what the fuck it's about. Maybe we'll do it after this.
They were talking about Joe Biden 12 years ago.
They started doing these little.
Well, he would have been VP around 12 years ago.
Some were called sabotages. The idea is that you would send a video to a friend that looked innocent at first, but then it became something.
Ozzy Osbourne.
Then later, they started a video series by the name of Angry Leprechaun. I'm guessing this entry was submitted because of this series. It features an angry animated leprechaun cursing and threatening the viewer. Does anyone remember this? Treats for Beasts.
Mr. Beast?
Oh, how dare you? How dare you trash
Treats
Mr.
for
Beast
Beasts
like
is
that?
an iconic YouTube channel that has been in like 50 other Iceberg videos. You probably recognize the channel from the video Beast.
Hello,
the videos on
Mr.
this
Beast.
channel are all social commentary, and they all have a pretty creepy vibe to them. There are a bunch of videos all focusing on different topics, and they really appeal to that guy who loves nihilism and existential stuff. The creator of the channel clearly isn't too big of a fan of religion, and it shows.
Yeah,
There's also
fuck
a video
religion,
called
gang,
Who Wants
gang.
to Gnaw on Human Bones.
Yo, is that Dream in a KKK hood?
I was literally saying, hey, yo,
Yeah, I'm not really sure if this one has like a hidden meaning to it or something, but I don't know. Mimi Paper Mario. This entry is referring to the third boss of the game, Super Paper Mario.
Oh, yes!
This game in general has a weird vibe to it. It might be because of the game heavily...
It's because Shigeru Miyamoto smoked crack. Actually, this is exactly what Shigeru Miyamoto thought of when he did this.
I love how you just casually giving all these people and you're recommended free publicity.
Especially Jack O'Shea.
Oh, yes, of course. Post like clarity. Let's go, baby.
Wait.
Why the fuck does that one guy look
Okay. So this is what Shigeru Miyamoto was thinking when he made Super Paper Mario.
I mean, what if after Super Mario World, Nintendo came out with a teaser trailer for Super Mario 64, and upon release day, you were greeted with Mario City Simulator! And then you turned on the game and Shigeru Miyamoto's Ghost comes out and it's like, oh, fucking who likes the old Mario games, am I right? BRB! Making Legend of Zelda Modern
Making Legend of Zelda Modern Warfare 3.
Never change, Jono. We love you. Alright, back to this crap.
Why did that one guy on the channel funny look like fucking
Deviated from the Mario vibe or whatever,
Mario
but
Logan.
either way, there was some weird stuff. The character Mimi, who had a cute normal appearance, turns into this without warning, and then you have to fight her. It really is a nightmarish fight.
Yo, is that my
because it's not
mom?
nowhere.
Just kidding.
Fun fact, I actually lost my first tooth while playing this game.
I thought he was about to
Teddy
say I
has an
lost my virginity while playing this game. That's where I honestly thought that was going.
Teddy has an operation as a classic YouTube video that I'm sure most
What,
of
you don't remember losing your virginity when playing video games? Like, come on.
100%.
Features a teddy bear getting surgery. The thing is, the bear has some really realistic looking organs, and it's all narrated by a voice that sounds like it's straight out of a storybook. Inside this teddy, there are a bunch of weird things
Yo, this is my favorite Grey's Anatomy scene.
inside of him that get pulled out of his realistic organs. The video was unwatchable to me back when I was a little kid, but nowadays it's really not that bad.
Oh, yeah.
It's still pretty disgusting at times, but if you overlook that, then the video is actually kind of wholesome. I think it depends on the person, but I suggest that you check it out. 1,000 Ways to Die.
Oh, yes.
1,000 Ways to Die is one that
I love this show.
I love this show too. It's so good.
I mean, some of the ways these fucking people die are creepy. I will give it that.
They're pretty gross.
It's more so gross than creepy, but like...
Many people commented asking for it to be in this Iceberg. 1,000 Ways to Die is basically a series that exists just to display people dying in a bunch of different ways. The series was presented in a way that resembled a documentary, which made the cheesy videos seem real. Obviously, these videos were really scary and disturbing simply because of all the blood and violence, and I guess it's kind of like Final Destination the show. Raving Rabbids' original design. You're probably familiar with the Rabbids, you know, the minions of gaming. They're pretty cute and friendly looking.
I never thought of it, but he's right. They are kind of like the minions of gaming.
But they weren't originally. In the cancelled game Rayman 4, the characters had a way more threatening look.
They look like
Oh, yeah.
I could totally see a kid being scared by these characters while watching the original trailer. Dumb Ways to Die. Dumb Ways to Die is a classic subway safety PSA that blew up on YouTube.
Did anybody actually find that
little
creepy?
Characters dying in a bunch of dumb ways. Some more tame than others. Of course, there ended up being a bunch of parodies of this video, some being more graphic than the original. I remember there being a real-life version that featured what seemed to be...
Okay, that last one kind of pisses... The last one doesn't make any sense to me.
Bro, why's that one piranha acting like his dick?
Back to the video.
Yes.
Real-life videos of people dying in some cases, alongside stuff from movies and games.
Oh yeah, so you can forget that
Dumb Ways
time
to
I
Die
was
also
trapped
had
in a
two
garbage
mobile
bag.
games that were basically little mini-game fests, and they were tons of fun. If you haven't seen Dumb Ways to Die, then I highly suggest that you check it out. It really is an iconic part of internet history.
Oh yeah, so you forget that time I got... I mean, the washing machine, the guy dying in the washing machine, he was ahead of his time, because now we associate getting trapped in the laundry machine a little sexy, you know what I'm saying?
What are you doing?
If anyone else remembers the real-life Dumb Ways to Die video, please let me know, because I can't find it anywhere on YouTube, and I'm sure it was on YouTube. But I guess it just might end up being some sort of lost media at this point. Mad Zombie. This entry is referring to a parody of the movie Bambi from the
I remember this.
which has another segment from it later on in this list. Zombie depicts Bambi's mom, who was killed in the movie, back from the grave. Eventually, the hunter who shot
I just want to say that Mad, the TV show, and the magazine, highly under fucking rated.
her appears. They get locked into the same room, and the zombie deer presumably kills the man. Need I say more?
No, you idiot. We gotta think of this with our sick, twisted minds. The deer was just going for a booty call, baby.
This Mad show was basically a Robot Chicken for kids. And I say that with quotation marks because this definitely...
Fawn of the Dead.
Kinda.
Yeah, I can see it.
I would be pissed if that's how you describe the Matt. I wouldn't agree, but I wouldn't, like...
definitely had a lot of scary
call you stupid if that's how you described Matt.
and disturbing moments that actually seemed like things that you'd find on Robot Chicken. The Centrifuge Brain Project. Alright, I feel like this one's gonna hit really hard for some of you guys. The Centrifuge Brain Project is a short film on YouTube showing what's essentially a mad scientist talking about all the crazy theme park rides he's designed. The rides that this guy designs are strangely terrifying in a really unique way. I think the most memorable one is this ball swing ride that has the riders upside down. And
That looks lit.
It's uncomfortable to look at. The look of these things is just so wrong and unsafe feeling. I'll admit, when
Yo, I don't care. That looks fucking lit. Where can I find this and can I ride it?
I first saw this, I thought these rides might have actually been real. And if you look at the comments, you'll see many people who also thought that. There was also a channel who actually took clips of the rides from the original video and uploaded
that's
them
kind of a
individually
cool-
as their own little short videos, which made
That was kind of a cool. The wedding cake one was kind of cool because it's like you're all like close together, then you like leap. That's kind of cool.
them feel much more real,
that
since
being
in
a
the
real
descriptions
ride.
it never stated that this was a fake thing. It was just like footage of this crazy ride. For me, these fake rides are still strangely disturbing to this
Oh,
day.
they're fake.
I don't know. It's
Yo,
just
what the
unnerving.
shit?
It's a similar feeling to liminal space, which if you want to learn more about, I highly suggest you check out my video with Shooky on the topic. It's
If that fucking activated at the wrong time, that could kill somebody.
Yeah.
it's really good and
Any
really
ride
underrated.
can.
Little Shop
or
of
fake.
Horrors. Little Shop of Horrors is a musical about a giant killer alien plant that comes to Earth and suckers a guy into feeding it blood. Little Shop of Horrors is a parody of your average B movie because it originally was exactly that, with a super cheesy plot and special effects. Later, in 1986,
Well, no, he
a
said,
movie
"I'm
featuring
Schwab,"
Rick Moranis was
and there he
released,
is,
and it's
one.
amazing. This is the version of Little Shop of Horrors that most people know, and it's by far the best. It's an adaptation of the Broadway musical, and the special effects are out of this world, which actually scared a lot of younger kids who saw it. In the movie, people get eaten alive,
I wanna fuck
die
that
from too much
plant.
laughing gas, get chopped up, and at the end of it all, in the director's cut, the plants take over the world and the main characters get killed. If you haven't seen it, then I highly suggest you do. I'm not too big of a musical fan, but I love Little Shop of Horrors. Mullet Mike. This entry is referring
Mullet
to
Mike.
a YouTube channel run by a guy named Mike,
I remember this guy. I remember that guy.
who covered creepypasta content related to video games. He had a series by the name of Creepy Gaming, which focused on, well, creepy gaming. The series covered a lot of things that were already in this iceberg, and I personally loved them as a kid. They freaked me out, but Mike was always a great host and made things easier to watch. I'm not exactly sure why, but Mike recently re-uploaded all his classic videos, so if you want to go revisit your childhood, I recommend checking them out. Theme Park Gone Wrong videos. This entry is referring to a bunch of old YouTube videos displaying roller coasters and other theme park rides malfunctioning, and showing people actually falling out of the rides. When I was a kid, I had a bit of a morbid fascination with these videos, since I was a big fan of theme parks, and they were scary in a way that not many other things were. I'm wondering how many other people experienced this, since the only other time I've heard anyone talking about this was in the comment recommending this. So, if you guys were scared by these back in the day, let me know. These clickbait videos
I shit
are still
myself
being
every
made to
day
this
when
day,
I
so
think
it could
of
be in a
them.
Gen Alpha Iceberg in the future. Revenge of the Mushroom Kingdom. Back in the day, Mario's sprite animations were all the rage, and people loved them, often being made by
Oh, that was hot. Mario getting those bullets straight up his poop chute. Ooh. Talk about sexy.
teens and young adults. These videos sometimes have a
Oh,
dark twist, and this was
sexy.
one.
Oh,
In this video series,
that
Mario
penetration.
dies, Mushroom Kingdom basically falls apart. A bunch of violent stuff happens, there's blood. Yeah. Bowling alley animations. Alright, so this is one that's super nostalgic to me, and probably lots of you guys. Around the 90s and early 2000s, many bowling alleys implemented these cute little animations corresponding to things that would happen in your bowling match. For example, if you were to get a strike, it would show that on an animation on screen. Same thing with a spare, gutter ball, whatever. Sometimes these animations were kind of violent, showing living pins get killed essentially. Sometimes the humans were... yeah. They haven't really aged too well. Honestly, I really love these animations, but I do see how some younger kids could be freaked out by them. Liquid Slam. Alright, so Liquid Slam is a fictional pouch drink from the video Every 90s Commercial Ever, from the channel Rocket Jump. The video parodies cheesy 90s commercials for Capri Sun drinks, but it takes a really dark turn when the kids turn into this terrifying creature and start killing people. The video is awesome and totally catches
Oh,
the
yeah,
90s
I remember
commercial,
this.
You know, minus the killer mutant kids, but the video is
Oh,
genuinely pretty
sexy.
scary. And I remember it terrifying me when I was younger. I was fascinated with classic commercials from the 80s and 90s, and so I thought this video would be a compilation of a bunch of 90s commercials. But then I saw this scary video and I didn't like it. Later on I rewatched it and loved it, and it's a really good video, but it's scary. Garfield's Nightmare Ride.
Yep.
So this one's referring to a dark ride at the Kennywood theme park. The ride was formerly an old mill ride that was built in 1901 that was then replaced by this Garfield ride. The ride was incredibly weird and hated by most people. The ride featured creepy music and eerie effects, and it really looks like a fever dream. The water was murky, the effects didn't work well, and overall it was just a bizarre thing. In 2020, the park got new ownership, and the ride was removed and returned to the original old mill, and everything relating to Garfield in the park was also removed.
That was the true tragedy of 2020.
Katie Putty. This is another one from Mad. Remember that kid's robot chicken thing? This one is a parody of the song Firework and features the titular character, Katie Putty, singing the song to some other puppets. It takes a very literal turn when the puppets start catching fire and burning from the flames. There are some pretty disturbing shots of the characters who've been burned alive, and I know that if I saw this shit as a kid, it would have made me cry. This show really was not for kids. Mr. Meaty. Mr. Meaty was a very strange puppet show on Nickelodeon, which had a really strange and somewhat creepy art style that obviously freaked
My favorite episode is about the tapeworm.
out a lot of kids, but it was the content of the show that was really memorable. Hell, the lyrics
I guarantee he highlights the tapeworm episode.
to the show's theme song say, quote, "All of God's creatures fresh off the grill," which already sets up the grisly theme of the show. And Mr. Meaty centers around these two teenage boys who work at a greasy, sketchy fast
Welcome to
food
Good
joint.
Burger,
The meal
home
of
of
the
the
show is
Good
genuinely
Burger.
disgusting, which is probably the leading cause for vegetarianism at the time. One of the show's more infamous segments shows the main character being approached by a goth girl. Being a man of
Gaff time.
culture, the guy decides to show her around the kitchen until she slips on some greasy lard on the floor and lands her hand right straight into the deep fryer. She just keeps it there while moaning in pain. The other characters try to think of something up, and eventually this little guy, Parker, decides to play it off as if it's something that happens all the time, so he dunks his hand into the deep
Oh yeah, I hate when I work at a fast food restaurant just accidentally. Just every day. I just stick my hand in the deep fryer. Just every fucking day, man. I'd get into work and I'd be like, yo, where's that fiery grease, homie? I need to stick my hand in it.
fryer and then proceeds to eat his burnt hand. The girl is super into this, weirdly, and starts to eat her hand as well.
She's goth, what do you
expect? And then they high-five. Yeah, how the hell was this on Nickelodeon? I mean, this is just straight up disturbing. Even just researching the show for this video was kind of freaking me out. Like, there's something that just feels, I don't know, it's disturbing. When this show was airing, I was a really little kid, so obviously I didn't watch it, but I remember seeing bumpers for it, and I have a very vivid memory of my cousin playing a Mr. Meaty flash game on the Nickelodeon website on my family's old Mac Mini. My mom used to work at Nickelodeon. I remember one time she took me there to show me around and catch up with her old friends.
Mother used to work at Nickelodeon. Well, that's pretty crazy.
They had some really big cardboard cutouts of the
It's crazy.
character,
yeah.
which as a 2-year-old really freaked me out. Well, also
it's bullshit then. If we have to just take his word for it, it's bullshit. Clearly bullshit. I'm kidding.
intriguing me in a weird way. Mr. Meaty was made in a time where Nickelodeon was trying to appeal
Yo, is that
to
my
older
boy
kids and
Josh?
teens. So I'm assuming their intention with Mr. Meaty was for teens to tune in for the shock value and generally disturbing things in the show. But it didn't really work the way they wanted.
I remember that
didn't do too
episode.
well, especially because it had some really bad and out-of-place airtime that
The
didn't really fit the
woman
audience
that made
they
out
were
of
going
meat.
for. Abandoned by Disney. Abandoned by Disney is probably one of the most famous creepypastas ever.
Is that what I think it
The story is
is?
about a man who travels to a Disney resort which has been abandoned for years. He explores the place and finds a bunch of creepy things, and the story has a really great way of explaining the things and making them really unnerving. Eventually, and most infamously, he stumbles across a room labeled mascots. He opens it and finds a photo-negative Mickey Mouse costume that stands up and asks him if he'd like to see his head come off. This Mickey costume then rips his head off and it bleeds yellow blood, and the explorer flees. He rips his own head off, not
Yellow blood. Okay.
the explorer's head. The story had some dark and creepy sequels too. But
Oh
the
yeah, my
original
favorite
was the
Mickey
one
Mouse
known
design.
most. What was most terrifying for me was the name. Yeah, just the name. When I was like 8, I saw the thumbnail for the video alongside the name, and
Was that 8-year-old smoking a fucking cigarette?
Was that
just the name. When I was like 8, I saw
Spider-Man?
Oh, the
Wait,
little
Spider-Man?
cat-
What?
the fucking
candy
candy,
cigarette.
the sugar candy
Oh, like
cigarettes.
Popeyes thing.
Popeye.
Yeah.
the thumbnail for the video alongside the name, and My imagination ran wild. I basically created a story in my mind that was scarier than the actual story. Overall, I'm glad that people
Wasn't Mickey
recommended
Mouse's
this.
design
Sure
after
was
a
scary.
gas mask or something?
There was also a popular Five Nights at Freddy's
so.
fan game based on
Maybe.
this. I never played it, but it was pretty
Maybe
popular.
I'm wrong.
Polybius. Alright, this one is pretty personal to me. Polybius is
Polybius. What? Oh, you taking a drink too?
an urban legend about a mysterious arcade game that popped up in Portland, Oregon in the early 1980s.
Of course it was
The
Portland.
game was incredibly addictive to those who played it, and it would often have people forming lines just to play the game. Allegedly, some people who played it that would hear noises and see faces in their peripheral vision. Arcade owners who hosted the game claimed to have seen men in black suits coming into the arcade after hours and taking some sort of data from the machines. Eventually, a boy got a seizure from the game and it disappeared from arcades. The game is theorized to have been a government test, like MKUltra, to see the effect of video games on the brain. You're probably wondering, is any of this real? Well, unfortunately, I can't really give you a definitive answer to that. But back in the day when I was a kid, I really wanted this to be real, and there were some bits of evidence that were actually pretty convincing. There are a bunch of pictures online showing allegedly real arcade cabinets, which are all most likely fan-made, since the designs aren't consistent with each other. But what really gave me hope was a local arcade that claimed to have a Polybius cabinet. Here in New York, we've got a place called Barcade, which is a bar with a bunch of classic 80s and 90s games. On their Instagram, they claim to have found a Polybius cabinet in an old Oregon storage room. This same Polybius cabinet showed up in their arcade. Being only like 9 at the time, I obviously would not be let inside the place since, well, it's a bar. But luckily, someone actually did a walkthrough of the bar and showed the cabinet for a second.
Game down there called Polybus. I have no idea what the hell that is.
In this video, a high scoreboard is shown.
Polybus. Okay.
Polybius is what he
For
said.
Polybius,
No,
the high
no.
No,
The
it's
guy
like
who was
Polybus.
the guy who was in the video of said Polybus.
Polybus.
and showed the cabinet for a second.
Game down there called Polybus. I have no idea what
Polybus. Okay.
the hell that is.
In this video, a high scoreboard is shown. And for Polybius, the high score is just a bunch of 6s. The person who got it is also unknown.
Ooh, how original.
This genuinely made me think the game was real, so I actually called the bar and had a conversation with the guy on the phone. He claimed that they never had it and that the game was an urban legend, so I explained to him that they used to have a cabinet, etc. He told me that the game was probably just the fan-made ROM put into an arcade cabinet and then displayed for Halloween. Later, I found this post that they made claiming that they had to get rid of the Polybius game because it was too dangerous. Overall, this is one of the greatest urban legends out there. I love it. If you've got any information that isn't generally well known about Polybius, then please let me know in the comments. Little Miss Rarity. This entry is referring to an old My Little Pony fan animation showing the pony Rarity's horn being removed. In this, the horn contains her memories, and they are seen by the pony who dissected it. She finds out that Rarity once got scratched by her cat, and realizes that she enjoyed it, so she starts to inflict pain on herself and others, all just for fun. Eventually, she accidentally kills the cat.
Sir, we have a word for that. We call them sadists. But...
Masochism and sadism.
And tries to bring it back in the form of a creepy-ass doll. More messed up stuff happens, and then eventually Rarity brands herself. Then turns into a Resident Evil boss. Yeah. This video was watched by way too many kids, which is apparent through the comments of the video. And it totally makes sense that people were recommending it for this video. There are some sequels to it, there's probably some message that I'm missing, but honestly, I don't want to watch any more of these. 9. This entry is referring to
9 movie.
9.
Oh yeah.
9. I remember we watched that in class
This
one
movie's
time.
good.
We watched it in class one time. It was great.
Yeah.
a movie released in September 2009.
That's the first
by
time
the
I've
name
actually
of
seen
Nine.
it.
You see what they're,
I
what they're
think.
doing there? The film
What?
takes place
I think it was the first
in a
time I've ever seen the
post-apocalyptic world, completely desolate of humans.
I've seen a crap
which
ton of
on its
times.
own is pretty creepy, especially considering the fact that the main character finds the corpses of humans. The film may look like your average kid's adventure movie, but no, not at all. This movie is really violent.
That's why it's rated PG-13.
And really dark, and actually really mature in its themes. If you haven't seen the film, then I would highly suggest you do, since it's pretty good. I remember seeing the trailers of this movie back in 2009, and it intrigued me, but I knew it definitely wasn't appropriate for me. I had a feeling that lots of kids watch this movie thinking that it would be your average PG movie, only to get a really dark post-apocalyptic movie. Coraline. This entry is
Oh,
referring
yeah.
to a stop-motion animated
That was
movie
gonna be in
released
there.
in 2009 that was based off of the book.
9!
The movie's animation alone is a bit unnerving since it had a really gloomy art style, but what really
Kinda
gets
reminds me
disturbing
of
is the creatures
Frankenweenie.
that the main character encounters.
Remember Ruby
There are
Girl?
these alternate reality versions of her parents
Oh man, I love Ruby Gloom.
with button eyes that try to get her to remove her eyes and replace them with buttons. Obviously they're evil and turn into scary-looking monsters. There are many more creepy things in this movie, which I won't spoil, since I think a lot of the people watching this video would probably like the movie, and if they haven't seen it, I don't want to spoil it for them. But this is a kind of similar thing to 9. Lots of kids watched it expecting it not to be nightmare fuel, and then got this movie. I remember being pretty freaked out by it when I first saw it, and I can totally relate to this one. River, Twigs, Bed. This entry is referring to an area of the game Super Paper Mario. You're swimming through a river, and once you get to the bottom, these hands start to attack you, and this song starts playing. Yeah, that's a song from every single Iceberg YouTube video ever made. These hand things are obviously really unnerving, but then again, the whole
this song's
game,
my jam,
as I said
though.
earlier. What makes it even creepier is that you can hear a distorted, low-pitched voice saying, "Save us." I'm just gonna leave you with that one. The Max Headroom Incident. On November 22nd, 1987, Chicago television station got hijacked by a man in a Max Headroom costume. Max Headroom being an old TV character who was essentially the first computer-generated TV host. This is the 80s, so of course it was just a guy in makeup, but still, it was pretty cool. In the hijack, the background actually moves like it would in the actual Max Headroom show. The person dressed up as Max talks to the camera and makes some pop culture references, and it cuts to him being spanked with a fly swatter. The culprits were never
Oh, I was just about to say, interesting enough, they were never found, but you were just
caught.
about
There
to
are
say
some
that.
suspicions that the person who played Max was the creator of Say Saint John, which was in the original Iceberg series. A YouTuber by the name of Wang has a great video on the subject.
Hey yo, it's
But I
my
mean,
boy Wang!
How is this Gen Z? This is from the 80s.
Well, back in the day, this broadcast was spread all over the creepypasta fandom, so it reached a lot of kids and scared them.
I remember being pretty freaked out by this, and I'm sure many of you guys can relate. Indie melting scene. This entry is referring to the iconic scene in Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark, where the Nazi guy
I
opens
think
the Ark
there
of
would be some sort of
Covenant, and
melting
him
face
and
thing.
all the troops around him are
True.
killed by the spirits inside. The main soldiers get a hole blown through them, but what is most disturbing is when these guys' faces melt off. Need I say more? Reese's Baby.
I've never seen.
This is
Reese's-
a weird one. Alright, so back in the day, there was an incredibly bizarre
Oh! I'm
Oh,
pretty sure
wait, did
this
she
is-
eat her baby?
No, maybe.
commercial of a woman giving birth to a giant Reese's Pieces candy with a face. When they cut the umbilical cord to this thing, it just spills out a bunch of candies, and the thing has a weird-ass crying baby face. The joke of the commercial is that the father was expecting it to be a Skittles candy, but it's actually peanut butter, so the real father comes in and is all sketchy and stuff, like the wife cheated on him with the peanut butter guy. I don't know.
Yo! Is that Pauly D from the Jersey Shore?
It's
Ah,
really
it does
weird,
look like
and
him,
I've got
doesn't
no
it?
idea why it exists, but I do remember seeing it as a kid and it solidly disturbed me. I don't know exactly what it is specifically, but this thing is just wrong. SpongeBob Saw.
I love how it was like
Oh.
it's basically a parody
It
of
was
the
a
fucking...
it was a parody.
Yeah,
of
This
the
entry is referring to an
commercial,
old video series on YouTube parodying the Saw movie franchise, but with SpongeBob and Patrick.
Saw,
The videos
never
were
heard of her.
super low quality and done in Microsoft Paint, and the videos are just so old.
This one's gonna be a long one, so if you're still watching to this point, we're probably about an hour and 20 in or so of recording time.
Yeah.
YouTube. It's great, but obviously this series is really disturbing to a lot of kids since it featured SpongeBob and Patrick and Saw. What's
Fuck
awesome
you!
is that the creator of these videos is actually still making these videos to this day. He's got a remake of the original Saw series, but with far better illustrations, but still in Microsoft Paint. He's also got a Resident Evil SpongeBob parody, and even SpongeBob in Among Us. The channel is called Panchito Matrix, so if you want to relive some scary old memories, go check it out. Can Your Pet? Can Your Pet was an old Flash game where you could name a cute little chick and play with it. You get to dress it, wash it, feed
I've
it,
seen this
play
before.
with
I've played it before.
Never forget Nate Wants to Battle's reaction to it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was
unlock
so,
all these things
he-
as you go.
he genuinely was
Eventually, you
terrified.
unlock what looks like a bicycle. Once you select it, the floor caves in and the bicycle turns upside down and shreds the little chick into meat.
The meat falls as the credits play.
Why are we
Eventually,
listening to Lavender Town for the second time in this movie?
it all ends up in a can.
I don't know,
with
it's
the
your
name of
third
the
or second.
pet.
Yeah, it's your
And then
third
the
time.
title screen shows.
It's a basic
Can
version.
Your Pet. Yeah, it's soul crushing. I know. I
from
first
my
learned
fucking
about this from the
headphones
Kids
from the-
React video on it, and I
You
had
know what?
no idea what I was getting
I'm getting
into.
like fucking
This is
heavy
really
bass
disturbing,
in
especially
the
being a
background of
meat
it
eater
on my
at the time.
headphones.
The game heavily resembles those old PETA Flash games, which actually make an appearance on here later. Hell Valley Sky Trees. In the Wii game
They're not even
Super
that
Mario
scary,
Galaxy 2,
though.
there was a level called Shiverburn Galaxy. This level was a mix of lava and ice, and seemingly took place in a giant crater or volcano.
I've seen this before when I played, I
Nothing
think.
inherently spooky, but if you look up using the first-person mode, you will see these figures. They follow you through
I don't
the
say that.
entire
I
level,
wouldn't really
and
say
you're
that.
always
Really, that's
just
scary.
People dug through the files and found that these characters were named the Hell Valley Sky Tree. If you think about it, these characters were massive. If they are this big from that far away, then these creatures are huge.
Oh, you're just looking at the
Oddly
swamp.
enough,
It's
these
fine.
aren't the only creepy creatures in Super Mario. In Super Mario 3D Land, at the end of one of the ghost house levels, this creepy figure shows up. If
It's
you
just Slender Man. Calm down.
wait long enough. In Super Paper Mario, River Twig's bed, and in Mimi, alongside this creepy lighting glitch in Luigi's mansion. When I was a kid, I was kind of fascinated with the Hell Valley Sky Tree, and I really wanted to know more about them. Mullet Mike, who was mentioned earlier, had a great video series talking about them, which further fueled my interest in them. I'm gonna look for an old
Isn't there,
drawing
like,
that I
a-
made when I was like 8 or
A
9 with the
theory
Hell
with,
Valley
like
Sky Tree.
Luigi's
and
mansion
it's
where like hangs
pretty
himself
cool,
at the
but
end
I'm
of it or
not sure if I'll be
something.
able to
Yeah, basically.
find it. Update.
Something like that,
Here
yeah.
it is. Hypno's Lullaby.
Okay,
Oh,
I just
true
think that's gonna be
story. True story. That used to always freak out Owen. That is a true story.
Yep.
I
Freak
hope,
out who?
Owen. I hope he
Me.
plays it.
No,
I
was
hope
a
he plays it.
Pokemon who had a really strange aura to him.
Actually, surprisingly, I actually really started to like Hypno after I seen it. Not gonna lie, it's kind of my boy.
It could hypnotize people, and its Pokédex entry reads, "It carries a pendulum-like device. There was once an incident where it took a child away that it hypnotized." This Pokédex entry inspired a creepypasta and this song.
Come, little children, come with me. Safe and happy you will be. Away from home, now let us run. With Hypno, you'll have so much fun. Oh,
The song was so incredibly disturbing to me and
I
tons
still
of
love
other
it.
kids. And I remember not being
Yeah.
able to finish listening to the song because of how much it freaked me out. And I really never want to encounter the Pokemon in game.
Deep water.
Set your
So there you go. There you go. Finally, something that one of us found creepy is actually on the iceberg. I am also not
Never
apologizing to Owen for the trauma I gave him because of this.
Oh, I took my headphone out.
he still refuses to listen to it.
I refuse to listen to that.
So there you go. The first actual creepy thing on this iceberg, according to your Memelords.
yourself free PSA. This entry is referring to a bizarre PSA about skipping school. The PSA presents
I think is this what I think it is?
I think so.
itself as your
I
average
think this is
poppy
exactly what I
teen
think it
soda
is.
commercial featuring a bunch of Disney Channel teenagers skipping school and sneaking into a closed beach. They are living the teenage
Beach.
dream until this girl runs off and
Boom, bitch!
yeah.
Landmine, yep.
The other teens start running away and also get blown up. We then see what exactly it was that they snuck into. A bomb testing site. A sign is shown displaying that. I'm not exactly sure where this aired, but
Okay,
regardless,
okay. I got issue with that.
sign is shown displaying that. I'm not exactly sure
So you're saying if I slack off, I'm gonna get blown up?
Yeah.
Alright.
where this aired, but regardless, this is a really disturbing
I feel like it's Sweden.
Sweet.
No, it would have to be an English-speaking country, and most commercials and TV in Sweden is in Swedish.
That's fair.
So you're like fucking.
Probably
I don't
England.
know much.
England, no.
Maybe.
Nah, you would have seen it in like one of those fucking tell-all series. And like accumulating British PSAs. It wouldn't be American.
Not American, Canadian, or Britain.
Scotland, maybe?
I'm thinking maybe Wales.
I feel like it's European. It has to be.
PSA, especially considering how long it sets you up for it to be normal. So I guess don't skip school if you don't want to
Or you'll
get
blow the fuck up.
blown up.
Apparently.
Don't feed the zombies. Newgrounds. This was an old video on
I've seen
Newgrounds
this
showing
before.
zombies violently tearing apart a bunch of people, while that old Num 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 song that would play all over
Nom 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 nom
Roblox
nom
in like
nom nom nom
2008
nom nom nom
nowadays.
nom. Yep.
Only the song is distorted.
Oh,
The video is
sexy.
really violent and the gore is really well done. I personally love the video because I love all things zombies. You know, Shaun of the Dead, Walking Dead, House of the Dead, Zombieland, all that stuff. It's great. But obviously, this would be really terrifying if it was watched by
I don't
a
think I've
kid
ever
for
seen Shaun of the Dead.
extremely obvious reasons. Boogie Math.
It's pretty funny.
This entry is referring to an old YouTube video where these cute little characters are doing math problems. The teacher writes one down and the kid dances to it. Eventually, the problem gets really, really advanced, and then this happens.
equals MC square.
Put in the gumball.
This basically.
Republic Commando ship.
Oh, wait,
Star
wait,
Wars
wait.
Republic
Is that?
Commando is definitely a dark
Yep.
one.
Star Wars,
The
yeah.
game is violent, mature, and generally pretty different tonally from most
Nah,
Star
that's not
Wars
Halo.
games.
That's
This is
Halo.
one
That's
part of the
Halo,
game
right?
Where you and your squad all individually explore a Republic gunship. You find some clone troopers who are unfortunately all killed in front of you,
Yeet.
and all you can do is watch helplessly. Eventually, you find the space parts that took over the ship, and they are extremely aggressive and rush you with daggers and shotguns. Later, you'll find your squad mate Sev being tortured by these pirates. You find bodies of clones all over the place, and honestly, it's more sad than anything. Eventually, you end up in a dark room where you get a
I feel
distress
nothing.
signal from a squad of surviving clones. Once you turn on your night vision, you'll see that all these clones are dead. The game was really something special.
Bitch,
and I
they're
encourage
already
you guys all
dead.
to play it. It recently released on the Switch and PlayStation 4, and it's pretty cheap, so if you like Star Wars or just great games in general, that you should absolutely play this.
game was
Jekyll and Hyde Club. The Jekyll and Hyde Club is a franchise of spooky
It was a
themed
Star
restaurants
Wars
filled with animatronics
Republic
and
Commandos or
actors.
something like that.
Some of the animatronics are pretty damn scary, and then they often were controlled and voiced by people in another room, so they could address you directly, basically. Think
Yo, what's up,
Leonard
Bob? I heard
Bierstein
you
from
were
Chris
fucking
Chandler.
the neighbor.
The restaurant. That's funny. I forgot I put that in. The restaurant first opened in
Wait, what did we
1987.
miss?
It's funny. Think Leonard Bierstein from Chris Chandler. The restaurant.
Christian.
That's funny. I forgot I put that in. The restaurant
nothing
first
says-
opened in
nothing says
1987
making serious
in West
YouTube
Village
video
in
like
New
breaking
York,
the fourth
and it was
wall.
Great. Actors would roam the restaurant and interact with patrons. At some point in the 90s, another way bigger location opened near Central Park, and this one was intense. It had
It
this
was
clown
intense,
guy, a
bro.
skeleton band, and a live animatronic show, and it was really cool. In 2012, this place closed down, and later in the year, they opened a location in Times Square, which was really extravagant. I personally went there when I was 9, and I got so freaked out because of all the animatronics and the overall atmosphere. When this little old lady, who, keep in mind, was just a normal, real old lady, approached me, explaining that she didn't understand modern technology. I was playing on my 3DS. She freaked me out so bad. that
You
I-
were 9 years old when the 3DS came.
Wait, what?
Excuse me. Oh, okay. It came out in 2011. How am I older than this dude?
jumped and recoiled backwards. It was hilarious.
If
Unfortunately,
he was 9 years old in 2011, he'd be 19-ish, give or take.
Yeah, he's around my age.
A little bit older than you.
in 2015,
Okay, I'm
this
old.
restaurant closed down permanently, and now the only surviving location is the original West Village location. Unfortunately, the place is kind of falling apart, but it's still a ton of fun, and it's still freaking out kids to this day. I have a feeling it's not going to last too much longer, so if you're in New York, I'd highly recommend that you go check the place out. PETA Flash Games. The People
I
for
remember
the Ethical
these.
Treatment of Animals is an incredibly controversial organization. Alone, the idea is a good one, but they kind of suck. Like, real bad. In the 2000s and 2010s, they created a bunch of Flash games parodying a bunch of popular video games.
I
that
played
were for
these.
children.
I played
Mario,
the
Pokemon, Cooking Mama,
Pokemon
etc.
ones.
These games were really bloody and disturbing,
yeah, this one
especially
right
in
here.
the case of the Cooking Mama.
I think I've seen-
And since these games were of
I don't know if I
kid-friendly
played it, but I've
IPs,
seen
lots
people
of
play it.
kids either played the games or at least watched videos of them being played on YouTube, and they were promptly disturbed. I was one of those kids, and I personally actually played the Super Chick Sisters game a few times, and I liked it. But I was also disturbed by the portrayal of KFC and Ronald McDonald. At the end of one of the Chick Sisters games, you'd be presented with a bonus video taken secretly, showing the awful cruelty of the chicken coops and all of the torture the chickens go through before
Come on,
they are
show it,
killed.
pussy!
It's some really disturbing stuff on its own right. One of PETA's stupider games was Mario Kills Tanuki, which was a protest to the return of the Tanuki suit in the game Super Mario 3D Land. There were basically...
I remember this. Like, I never played the game, but I remember people getting outraged about PETA getting outraged about the Tanuki suit.
Saying that Mario skins Tanukis and wears their suit, which is fucking stupid. They also made a parody by the name of Pokemon Black and Blue, which compared Pokemon to circus animals in the way that they are poorly treated. Kind of a stretch. Overall, I'm glad that they stopped doing these since they are really unnecessary in my opinion. And PETA sucks. A Hanna-Barbera's Henocide. This entry is referring to an iconic creepy face and a Facebook page around it. Allegedly, this account would send disturbing pictures alongside coordinates to random children. Some people claim to have visited the Facebook page seeing extremely graphic and illegal content, which was deleted slightly after they visited. Eventually, some more disturbing things appeared on the page and it was deleted. Apparently, the face itself is from a Japanese website by the name of 2chan. People on the website have an inside joke where they try to make the character less scary.
2chan is basically Japanese 4chan.
Good luck with that.
And it's short for 2channel.
Japanese sea creature. This entry is referring to a very strange video on YouTube that claimed to show a strange sea creature being messed with by a group of boys.
Yeah, I think
the guys start flipping it over and start poking and prodding at it, and eventually,
it's a vagina!
Eventually, they pour coke on it. The creature then starts to vomit or something, and then it explodes and gets all over the guys as they scream. The design of the creature looks so real.
I'm sorry. That looks like a vagina coming.
The way it moves just looks so alive. To be clear, the creature is fake and comes from a TV show, but it's still very impressive. The original video on YouTube didn't state that it was fictional, leading to many people believing it was real. Me.
Oh, I've seen this.
Is a really
well
done, this is the dude who's addicted to fucking porn and his girlfriend gets killed or some shit.
YouTube video about
porn.
I think.
Something like that.
The video is animated in the Japanese anime art style, and I'm only going to show you parts of it. If you've seen the video, you know exactly. There's a pretty tragic story to the whole thing, which, if it's your first time watching, you won't get because the boobies are all over the place.
The boobies are over the... Isn't there like an episode of like Gravity Falls based off of this video or something?
Maybe?
And that's very distracting. But basically, throughout the whole video, this guy, the protagonist, is basically being hypnotized by the big booby anime girls. However, those big...
I mean, could you blame him?
I mean, same, but like...
Booby anime girls are representative of his addiction. So, they are evil monster-like creatures. Eventually, the guy's girlfriend is found, crying, and the guy tries to help her but can't, and is seen being eaten by a naked anime girl. Eventually, the guy goes through a Sailor Moon transformation into this badass super soldier, and the video turns into a first-person perspective as he blasts apart the anime girls. Unfortunately, he gets ambushed by an army of anime girls with the same type of weaponry as the fembots in Austin Powers, if you know what I'm talking about. He is then torn apart and eaten by these characters, and it ends with him dead. And that's where the video starts. Yeah, the thing goes forever. It loops. The guy never overcomes his addiction, and his girlfriend just has to go through the same pain.
It's basically like a porno RNG.
Over and over and over again. This is one of those videos that was recommended to many kids and freaked them out. The video...
Oh yeah, he wants some cool kid? Yeah, what's up, boobs?
Has a pretty deep message to it, and well, that's lost.
The deep message is, look at these anime titties.
On most people who watch it, at least for the first time. Evil chipmunks. This entry is referring to a scene in the movie Disaster Movie where the main characters find these really realistic looking
I think I remember this scene.
CGI.
I've seen this before.
The chipmunks are friendly and just singing Christmas songs at first, and the characters enjoy it. However, the chipmunks start singing death metal, and eventually they are revealed to have rabies. They attack all the people. Eventually,
death metal chipmunks are my favorite.
The pregnant woman gets eaten alive by the chipmunks, and it's pretty disturbing. I remember seeing the clip back in 2015, and at the time, me and my friends loved watching the original Alvin and the Chipmunks movie. And
How is this childhood if it was 2015? By your own logic, you would have been... 13-ish. That's not really childhood. That's more teen years, but 13, 14, depending when his
watched
birthday
that movie
is.
since I was like
Gen Z as a
4,
whole,
so
though.
I was very fond of it.
That's
Seeing
fair,
this
but
definitely disturbed me and lots of other kids for obvious reasons. Watching it now, it's kind of hilarious in a way, and it's very
terrible
unexpected,
CG.
especially without context of
Makes
the rest
you
of the
wanna
movie.
act up.
So I totally understand why you guys recommended it.
Act up. You
Body
idiot.
falling from the ceiling picture. Alright, so I have a feeling that most of you guys will recognize this
Oh,
picture.
I've seen that before.
How tragic. All I wanted to do was smash.
Yeah, it's pretty terrifying. Turns out the picture is fake, but still.
No shit.
It's scary. The Squawking Dead. The Squawking Dead is an old Angry Birds parody animation of The Walking Dead, where there's a group of birds defending themselves against a horde of zombie pigs. Unfortunately, most of the birds get brutally killed off by these zombie pigs, and I mean brutally killed. Like, this is some violent shit.
Yo, when can I get this version of Angry Birds?
Eventually, the king pig
For
breaks
real.
in and starts eating the bomb bird. Being the bomb bird, he blows up, saving the last remaining birds. The red bird then starts to lose feathers and he turns into a zombie. The video is probably watched by kids thinking it was just another one of many other kid-friendly Angry Birds animations, and were probably scared out of their minds by this violent romp. I feel bad for any kids who watched this, since I was one of those kids who just watched a ton of Angry Birds videos. Beeble Fox.
Can't say I was.
This is a weird one. Beeble Fox was a weird YouTube channel about a weird man. First video on his channel
I don't want to say I've heard this about this before, but maybe I have. I don't
That's
know.
not nice to call him a weird man.
was
But
a review of Grand Theft Auto. You can see a part of his room is filled up with pictures of this young-looking girl. This guy has the creepiest voice. Like, the creepiest voice, and it fits perfectly with the videos.
Why are you hurting me? No. No, I'm doing society a favor. No. This is the right thing to do.
He's got another video called Unboxing My New Daughter, and
unboxing my new sex toy that I'm gonna be calling daughter while she calls me daddy. Heyo.
Not Ben and Jerry's.
That is actually
in
Ben
it,
and Jerry's.
he, well,
That's the
unboxes
creepiest
this
part.
weird mannequin, and I hate this. And I don't want to keep doing this entry, but
That is a sex
This is
doll.
the fully
I was about to say, that's basically just a sex robot.
explained
That's
series after all,
100%.
so I gotta carry on.
Ishmentai doll.
His most popular video is
Hello.
one of him creepily taking apart another mannequin doll and wearing its limbs, and he's a furry, and
Of course
Wearing it-
he's a furry.
yeah, no, f this. I remember seeing the Scare Theater
Gross.
video on this, and
Of course he's that. Of course it's some weirdo who just so happens to be a furry. Like, I'm sorry. Stereotypes exist for a reason. Furry community, and I'm sorry if that pisses you off.
it was kind of creepy to me at the time, but now I really can't stand it. I feel like this guy's your average Discord mod, creeping on kids, and it's just not good. Cell phone microwave. This entry is referring to a very creepy old YouTube video showing a Nokia cell phone being microwaved. It's pretty normal until it starts bubbling and this crazy looking monster face comes out of the phone and starts screaming. It's some really cool stuff and was pretty disturbing back in the day.
Yo, you know what I'm surprised hasn't been on this Iceberg yet? And I don't even think it will be? Those old zombie car commercial. That old commercial where it was, you're like, focus on the car driving, and then you get one of those screamer ads.
Yeah, it might
Don't
be
know
in
what
here.
you're talking
I
about.
doubt it'd
I know
be this
exactly what he's
deep,
talking about.
though.
Of course,
I don't know
many
what you're
kids thought this would
talking
actually happen when microwaving a phone, so that's why it's here. I personally think this video is really cool and might even be a good plot to a horror movie or something. Syriac Meow. This entry is referring to a video by the YouTuber Syriac, who was a part of the original childhood trauma Iceberg. This animation has a really cute and friendly art style, but the contents of it are the exact opposite. The video
it's
starts with
basically
zombie
Newgrounds,
cats
the
rising
animation.
from their graves, marching over to a city to the beat of music. The zombies attack the living and it's very gory and brutal, in a very stark contrast to the cute visuals.
I love how he censors everything with that dude eating a Big Mac.
Yes.
Eventually, the military arrives and starts to take down the
That's the
zombies.
only way.
But unfortunately, the poor soldiers are also killed, and every dead cat comes
Okay,
back
I'm
as
sorry,
a
that
zombie.
cat, he had a 6 stats.
Every time one dies, their souls release up into the sky, and eventually, the remaining survivors see that the zombies are too powerful, so they decide to just quickly end it themselves, instead of going
Oh,
through
man,
the
they're
pain of being
Fortnite
ripped
default
apart by a
dancing on ya.
zombie. This animation is really morbid and dark, so obviously, this was genuinely terrifying to a lot of kids. They probably just saw the
Hey,
cute
look, it's
zombie cats
lemmings.
on the thumbnail and clicked it for that. I guess the moral of the story is to keep kids away from Syriac. Creepy Vocaloid songs. Alright, so Vocaloid is a Japanese software that
My amazing.
My amazing!
you can use to essentially make virtual singers sing whatever you want them to sing. It's a pretty
The most popular one is Hatsune Miku, bro.
cool thing, and there are a whole bunch of characters, most famously Hatsune Miku, who you probably recognize if you've
No,
ever been on
I've
the
never seen
internet.
this bitch
Since
before in my
anyone
life.
can make a Vocaloid song, there are a lot of creepy and disturbing ones that kids found. Songs like Fear Garden, about murder, Dark Woods, about a creepy haunted circus in the middle of the woods, and Rainy Town, Balloons Dance with Demons, about sexual assault, and many other Vocaloid songs dabble in very dark subject matter.
Are these
Vocaloid
on
is generally somewhat
Spotify?
kid-friendly, so I imagine lots of young Vocaloid fans went down a creepy Vocaloid rabbit hole. I personally was kinda into Vocaloid back in the day, playing the old 3DS game, but not much more than that, so I luckily didn't
Dude, you're like 12.
run into any of these songs. Wiggles puppets. The Wiggles
Why
is a
is this
classic
so
kids
down?
TV show.
Oh my
a bunch of
God.
guys
Oh
singing kid-friendly
I
songs
love
with
the
some
Wiggles,
puppets
my
and
guy.
stuff. In the show, there was
The
a
Wiggles
segment
were
featuring
mine.
puppet versions of the band members singing behind a psychedelic background. Alone, this
Yeah,
segment
hello.
was pretty weird and unnerving, but what was more scary is the edits that people made online, which is what's being shown on screen now. I remember seeing the YouTube poops of these, and they were pretty disturbing. Mars 2112. Mars 2112 is a themed restaurant in Times Square. The idea was that you were in a Martian cave, so it all took place underground. To get into this restaurant, you
At night.
took a spaceship ride down to the restaurant, which was a repurposed military flight simulator. This ride might have been kind of scary to some kids.
And then
since the
Tim
audio
Curry
was
comes
loud
out
and
of
the visuals
nowhere.
were very psychedelic, and you were being shaken around the whole time. Once this ride finished, you would walk through a cave where you would walk by a bar and an arcade, where you would eventually find the
barcade, if
dining
you
area
will.
known as the Crystal Crater.
Oh, that looks
Here you would find a
dope.
bunch of aliens, which, yeah. While not intentionally creepy, a lot of these characters, especially in the restaurant's later years, became dirty and started to fall apart. There's also this thing.
Yo, is that legit just his mascot?
Yeah, I was gonna say, it looks
The
exactly like his
restaurant's later years
mascot.
Basically,
Looks
yeah.
exactly
dirty and
just like
started
his
to fall
mascot. What the
apart.
hell?
There's also this thing. I have no idea what it's supposed to be. And this is
Me
the
after
only
Taco Bell,
photo
that's
of
what it
that
is. Come
exists.
on.
No, Nintendo would smash.
There's like something ripped out of Star Wars.
It's Guido after his brains got blown out.
Yeah, I was gonna say it looks like Guido.
Unfortunately, in 2012, the restaurant closed down for good, and there
that's
has
a
been
shame.
no trace of these characters and set pieces.
That's a shame because actually the inside looked really fucking dope from the pictures he
Wait,
showed
no,
off.
it
Yeah.
is his character. Look on his fucking chest piece. It says Mars 2112.
Oh my god, it does.
It does. Oh shit.
I personally love the restaurant, but it was terrifying to some, so that's why I put it here. Talking Angela spying on you. Alright, so back in the day, there was this mobile game,
my God, this shit.
I think I've heard of this
by
story.
the name of Talking Tom.
Ow, ow!
In this app, you would talk to your phone, and this little cat character would repeat whatever you said back to you in a high-pitched voice.
So if I said...
The game was a hit, with multiple spin-offs and sequels. One of these was Talking Angela, which was a different version of the formula.
Oh,
In
hello.
Talking Angela, you could actually talk to the cat through text, and it would respond with like a Cleverbot-style AI. You could say basically anything to it, which led to sometimes inappropriate situations, but
Yo, Angela, spread them cheeks, baby girl.
what really started the controversy was the character's eyes. Yeah, turns out if you zoomed into the character's eyes, you could allegedly see a creepy old man who ran the app.
That's just Beetlejuice. What the fuck you mean?
And this creepy old man interacted with all the kids using
Yeah, okay, and PicnoChat used to be a sex trafficking app. Your point?
What's an accent?
No, you never heard that news story?
No.
So apparently, there was a news story back in like the early 2000s where it was like anybody can just get on these chat rooms and like talk to your children, and I was like, yes, because every 35-year-old is carrying around a DS waiting to get in PicnoChat to talk to little girls.
I was watching this YouTube video of a dude saying like, oh yeah, one time I went to a anime convention. Everyone had DSs back in the day. You go on PicnoChat and it was just dicks everywhere, like dicks.
Yep.
All
Yep.
about.
Yep.
The one.
There were a bunch
You
of pictures of these
you
supposed
couldn't
creeps
open
looking
one
through the
tab
eyes
without
of these
seeing a
kid-friendly
dick.
characters, which this sent parents and news media through a loop, and there was a bunch of stuff warning people not to use the app, and it was honestly pretty frightening. The idea that an innocent kids game could have such a sinister person behind it was really disturbing and frightening for most. Obviously it wasn't true, but it just doesn't really make sense if you think about it. But nowadays, that really is how companies use your data. And Most people don't even know it. The age of privacy is over, and it's really scary. Hell on Kitty. Hell on Kitty is an animated parody.
Oh, by
I just
Twisted
see
Grimm?
titties.
Hello Kitty.
Of Hello Kitty by Twisted Grimm. He also made the popsicle
Wow,
video
Ark,
from the
get a fucking light. What the fuck?
Iceberg series. Hell on Kitty is a very cute
Didn't know that was
video
Twisted
that can be
Grimm?
mistaken for
I
official
love when
Hello
my
Kitty
face turns into vagina when I
The
eat
video
popsicles.
features Hello Kitty going through her day, realizing that she does not have a mouth. Eventually, she tries to eat food and drink water but can't and starts to freak out. She sees a kitchen knife on the floor and reaches for it. The video then cuts
You wanna know how I got these scars, Batman?
to credits showing
Yeah, I
a
was
bloody
just about to
sandwich
say.
with a bite in it. At the end,
yum.
you get a jump scare of this creepypasta-looking Hello Kitty, and yeah, it's pretty disturbing. I feel bad for any innocent kids who clicked on this video
I know.
expecting to see their favorite cartoon character, only to get this. Hamster Hell. Hamster Hell is an old stop-motion animation
Hell,
video by Lee
Shit the
Hardcastle,
bed.
the creator of that super disturbing Simpsons video, and many other more disturbing animations. Hamster Hell is one of his most popular videos. It was all over YouTube recommendations.
I'm gonna spoil how it ends. The dude shoves the hamster up his butt.
Back in the day. The animation is about a boy who gets a hamster
I have no
and is
idea.
extremely neglectful
Oh,
and abusive to it, to say the least. Something that makes it disturbing is that the kid seemingly isn't intentionally being terrible and is really more of just him
Oh man, he just put the hamster in his cum sock. Oh no.
being a stupid idiot. Eventually, one of the hamsters has babies and the boy grabs them, making the mother eat the babies. The kid then angrily hits the hamster with a hammer and kills it. The hamster then eats the body, which is just as bloody and disturbing as you'd imagine it to be. And the boy then angrily takes the hamster and throws it out the window.
Yo,
This video is recommended to way too many kids who were totally disturbed, and especially since this video doesn't start off terrifying, it really is more like a slow burning thing.
I don't think I've ever seen
25 ways to kill Yoshi. This video was a classic
Oh, I've seen this.
Seen by many kids back in the day, this
I've
video
seen this
showed
video
Yoshi
when I was
being
growing up.
killed in 25
That's
different
what happens when
ways.
you commit tax
The video itself wasn't the worst thing
God
in the
damn
world,
it,
but there were some
Yoshi.
pretty violent things, and I
Don't
personally totally
commit
relate to
tax
this
fraud,
one since
kids.
I was a huge fan of Yoshi back in the day, and this video was not fun to watch back then. The video is super nostalgic nowadays, which is why I'm guessing you guys suggested it. But it scared a lot of kids back in the day, and there are multiple sequels, but the original is really the most iconic one.
Barbecue.
Yes, I'm putting some Yoshi on the Barbie.
.mov. Pony.mov was an animated parody of My
this
Little
is what
Pony
it
created
is.
by Hot Diggity Demon, who you might know from his current
Hot
song,
Diggity Demon.
Yeah,
To
Hot
put it
Diggity
simply,
Demon, yep.
Pony.mov is a dark and adult parody. of
Yep,
My Little Pony.
Pony.mov, I've
The
seen
videos
them.
had some pretty
A few
dark
of
and
these.
disturbing imagery in them, which was obviously very unexpected to the kids who watched them. There was one video in particular that was more disturbing from the rest.
Also, can I just talk
This video
about
featured
how
the main characters going into
Pinkie Pie there
Actually.
had like a porno fucking unibrow?
one of the ponies' hidden room in
Yeah.
the house. In this room, they find a bunch of skinned animals and gore and all that stuff. The owner of this room then proceeds to chop one of the ponies in half with a chainsaw. I also gotta mention that she sounds like Fat Albert the whole time, which I don't know if that makes it more or less disturbing, but regardless, the series scared a lot of kids and of course became a meme in the Brony community, because of course it did. Hal Dead Body and Angry Birds intro.
What?
This entry is referring to an Arabic Angry Birds parody that shows the original Angry Birds
Excuse me?
opening cutscene, only with the boomerang bird Hal dead with a trail of blood leading to the pigs, who look really weird. I'm pretty sure this is a political cartoon,
I'm gonna guess that's how they depict the Jews.
and the rest of the video isn't really disturbing. The animation's actually really good for what it is, but the whole video is in a whole different language, but it really is just the intro alone that stuck with tons of kids, including me. Swearing Baby. Swearing Baby is a classic screamer jump scare video that features a cute baby just sitting there until
Have
this
I seen-
happens. The description of the video tells you
yeah.
to turn the volume up so you can hear the baby swearing, and I totally see why you guys recommended it. Poochie and Pansy. This entry is referring to an ARG web series which portrayed itself as a kid-friendly little kid show,
Love me some ARG.
but it ended up being a really disturbing and scary ARG. There's a ton of creepy imagery and jump scares, and of course there's a creepy story hidden within it all. Scare Theater made a great video on it, and I suggest that you check out that
Of
video
course
as
he
well.
did. I'm kidding.
Wonder Shosen. Wonder Shosen was a TV show that was mimicking a kid show.
What
but
the fuck?
was the exact opposite. The show had a lot of disturbing and violent moments and tackled really complicated topics. The show was crude, offensive, and disturbing, which was the whole point. I imagine lots of kids might have turned on to this show thinking it was something along the lines of Sesame Street.
I've never seen this before in my
Body
life.
of a Pig. Body of a Pig is a video allegedly showing EVP footage of a ghost saying that it has the body of a pig.
What?
It later shows footage of this supposed ghost. The video is pretty disturbing if you don't think about it for longer than a second. But the idea of this creature being insecure about his body is really just an unfortunate one. Poor guy.
It's basically fat chicks, you're saying.
Some self-confidence.
I'm kidding.
Clone Wars Brain Invaders. In the show Star Wars The Clone Wars, there's an episode where some troopers pick up
Brain
a
Invaders,
parasite that goes up their nose. This takes over their minds and then basically
It kind of reminds me of the original card art of
The original what?
the original card, like that whole shit reminds me of the original card art of the Japanese art of Parasite Pesticide or whatever the fuck it's called from Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh yeah.
Where it has like it has like its thing sticking out of the dude's. Oh, if I find it, I'll get Editor Chan to put up a picture of it. And I'll send it in the Discord.
The parasite comes out of the clone's mouth and it's pretty intense.
Oh, that's hot.
A 14-year-old Padawan has to kill some of her clone friends, which is really
Welcome to the Padme Academy.
unfortunate. Luckily,
Padawan,
eventually
Padawan.
Ahsoka finds out that the parasites die when they are frozen, which saves her and her friends' asses. The Clone Wars has a ton of really mature and disturbing content in it, which obviously...
Yeah, who could forget that episode where Anakin got addicted to crack?
Addicted to what?
Crack.
Crack. Oh yeah.
Ever heard the episode where Obi-Wan takes ketamine?
And fucking dies? Yeah, I love that episode.
Lots and lots of kids watch, since on the surface, it is technically a kid's show. Which, it isn't, by the way. The Brain Invaders are just one of many, many disturbing things in this show, but this one specifically is...
Was there that many lightsaber stabbings that I don't remember in this show where they sneak up to you and be like, surprise, motherfucker?
Lightsaber what?
Lightsaber fucking stabbings where they like sneak up to you and like just thrust their lightsaber through you?
It's straight up frightening to lots of kids. Coney Island Spookorama. The Spookorama is a horror dark ride in Coney Island, New York. The ride is really old and pretty cheesy if you
Also,
look at it
how
now.
come... I'm gonna guess this dude lives in fucking New York.
Probably.
Because of the amount of fucking shit that's been New York based.
Nowadays, but as a little kid, this thing was scary. Even the outside of the ride was
He just said as a little
loud
kid, this thing was
sound,
scary.
flashing lights and jump scares galore at the Spookorama. The ride is actually still open to this day, frightening children for generations to come. Mii's Kill on Nintendo Wii. Mii's Killed on Nintendo Wii is an old video depicting, well, Mii's being killed. The Mii characters are pretty off-model, and to be honest, they don't really look like Mii's, but for some reason, this was thought to be real by myself and tons of other kids back in the day. I remember being really disturbed after seeing this.
Oh, you know he's a true gamer. You know he's a true gamer. He's got the Doritos.
Guy who
Yeah, doing Doritos, yeah.
sits there and watches hopelessly really messed with me. Turns out Mii's Kill on Nintendo Wii is actually just a reposted clip of a video that came out 2 years prior. The original video, titled
Mountain
Death
Dew
of the Mii
Game,
People,
what?
features a boy very happily creating Mii's. He sends these Mii's to his asshole friend who hates the Mii's and wants to get revenge on the guy for just simply sending him some Mii's he liked. It's terrible. The boy wakes up to see his Mii's.
Oh yes, I remember the time my friend Antonio, he once sent me a Mii and I was like, what the fuck is this shit, you stupid bitch?
Dead on the floor, and then the rest of the stolen video plays. To me, the original vid is actually the more disturbing of the two, since the killer Mii's are a deliberate thing.
Yeah, it looks like he just shoved his whole hand up his asshole. That's very disturbing.
And the main character is just so sweet and innocent that it really makes you feel bad for him. Poppy the Performer. Poppy the Performer is a Japanese CGI kids show that was more than weird.
Yeah,
the
okay,
show is
hey.
technically a kids show, but showed many, many disturbing things to the point where it feels more like a creepypasta.
Yo, was that Dr. Crowler?
More than anything. The show is pretty much just nightmare fuel. Apparently the creator wasn't even making the show for kids. He was just told to make a show, and he damn sure did. Poppy, the main character of the show, is an evil clown who literally just kills someone in every episode.
What the
He himself also dies a bunch of times and in a bunch of...
Pikachu used AK-47
Yeah, I
attack!
can totally see how this can be traumatic. It's just, it's not a kid's show, that's all I can say. Peanut butter jelly time. No, this is not what you think it is. This entry is referring to a flash animation of the peanut butter jelly time banana pursuing a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. The banana's actions coincide with the music of the lyrics, so eventually when it's peanut butter jelly with a baseball bat, the banana beats the sandwich senselessly while jelly splats on it with blood. We then see text saying that the dancing banana was apprehended and given a life in prison. The peanut butter jelly guy survived, but lives the remainder of his days as a vegetable.
Vegetable
as a nowadays, but as a kid it was not fun to watch. Bottom of the ice.
Butt on the ice, okay.
I see r/50/50 here.
Wait,
And
why is Cartoon Rule 34 there?
Zoned, like Zone 10? What the fuck?
Okay, I will say this about r/50/50. I was on r/50/50 once, and there was nothing disturbing on it, so I don't know if I got really fucking lucky or what.
You got really fucking unlucky because it was like, one time I was on there and it was like r/50/50, cute puppy or something else, and I was like, what the fuck? I clicked on it and it was like it was a link to that Facebook art page on the earlier one with like the creepy ass.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, what the fuck?
Elsa Lamb bootleg DVD. Okay. Let's see what else.
This entry is referring to an old urban legend claiming that in the original version of the Wizard
of
Oz,
you
can see a munchkin in the background of a scene. The alleged quote creepily just swings back and forth as the characters happily skip and sing. This scene allegedly is just showing a bird, but does that look like a bird to you?
Yes.
In the remastered cut, the scene is completely different. Very clearly showing a bird. So what gives? Is this real or is it not? Well, turns out it's actually a fake.
They say it's actually a fake, but it could legit be fucking real, considering reportedly there were like munchkins and other people who killed themselves.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I'm pretty sure like there was, because apparently working on that movie was hell.
Yeah.
And the lion suit was made out of real lions.
Yeah.
Fun.
Footage of the supposed original VHS all comes from one individual YouTube channel which claims to show footage of an old VHS tape. But wait a minute. It turns out that people have bought VHS tapes older than the one in this YouTube channel, and the bird was always there. So despite being convincing, the original Munchkin footage has a slight editing error, where the bird's wing clips in for just a second. So it's fake. But honestly, it's pretty believable. The production of Wizard of Oz is one of the most awful and abusive and painful productions of all time. It was really a living hell to everyone who worked on it. If you want to learn more on the production of this film, you should watch Emperor Lemon's video.
I knew it.
I think the reason that this legend was so scary is because it's one of those urban legends that just kind of spread everywhere, whether it be on the playground.
The man's just like, yo, you know what? I could explain these, but yo, here are some better videos to explain it.
During recess, or maybe even around a campfire on a cold night.
You didn't know that?
The story's been around since before the internet, making it very well known between generations. SpongeBob Sick Pants. SpongeBob Sick Pants is an animated parody of SpongeBob created by Chris O'Neill. Okay, cool. Chris O'Neill, aka Oni AG.
I was about to say, it's Oni NG, the dude who made Levio
Oni Plays is a very funny man who used to make a lot of cartoons on Newgrounds on YouTube. Now he runs a YouTube channel with him and his friends. Psychic Pebbles, a Green Goblin Man, Joshua Tomar, a known psychopath, and others. Anyway, Chris made a SpongeBob cartoon that's really bizarre, crude, and violent. There are gratuitous scenes of characters vomiting on each other, and characters getting killed for like no reason. SpongeBob and Patrick end up bringing a boy's corpse to Sandy, and she doesn't answer because of drugs, and then they throw a rock through the window, and then the dome breaks, and then Patrick and SpongeBob get eaten by a shark, and Gary gets run over. Yeah, what the hell is Chris O'Neill smoking? Monster Party Beta. Alright, so this is a really obscure one. Monster Party is an old game on the NES, which is a
Just bring a tear to old JonTron's eye.
monster-themed platformer game. It's a great game and it's super cheesy, but the thing is, this was one of those games that had a very mysterious beta version, like Luigi's Mansion. There were only a few screenshots of this original beta version of the game, and they seemed a lot darker and more disturbing than the original game.
Oh yeah, look at how dark that is.
People actually tried to rebuild the beta version of this game, which is really cool. Eventually, the allegedly terrifying beta version of the game was released, and it was not actually that bad. The changes made to the official release were mostly just changes to characters who in the original were parodies of copyrighted horror characters. For example, the first boss was a parody of Audrey 2 from Little Shop of Horrors, but in the final version it was changed to a pitcher plant that shoots bubbles. The cat boss was originally
Can't forget the flying eggplant.
a gremlin. The Grim Reaper was originally a xenomorph from Alien, and many, many more. The official release itself has some pretty messed up moments in it, like the first level where the cute, friendly map turns into this bloody, disturbing mess while creepy music plays. The end of the game is especially disturbing. It seems like a happy ending until this happens.
Oh, that's normal. That happens to me all the time.
3 men and a baby ghost. This entry is referring to an urban legend about a supposed ghost in the movie 3 Men and a Baby. The story
I was about to say, this sounds like this sounds like a setup to a shitty Always Sunny in Philadelphia prank.
story goes that a boy was killed in the house that the movie was filmed in, and his ghost appears in the background of the scene. Apparently,
because of course it dies. I'm sorry. We'll continue.
The mother of the boy watched the movie and went crazy after seeing her son, and had to be put in a mental institution. But guess what? None of this is true. The supposed ghost is just a cardboard cutout of the actor Ted Danson who was in the movie.
Yeah.
The cutout was to be used in a deleted scene which would explain why it was there. But obviously, this was unknown to the audience.
Yeah, the cut scene, word around the office, I got some intel about it. Ted Danzig would have made love with himself in the bathtub.
Yeah, sir.
The story about the mother and the boy is obviously not true in any way. In fact, they didn't even film it in a house. This was all filmed on a soundstage, and there's no possible way it could be true. The story itself is still pretty disturbing if you don't think about it. And I remember hearing about it as a kid and it freaking me out. So I totally understand why you guys suggested it.
The most disturbing thing from my childhood was when I watched that one episode of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and Will Smith said, "Why were they so rich that they couldn't afford a ceiling?" Like, oh my god, that really fucked me up. I'm kidding.
Hambuster. Hambuster was for animated film by Sup and Facom team. The video starts with a fat guy sitting down in the park to eat a burger. The burger comes to life and then consumes a baby.
Yo, is that Hungry Burger from Yu-Gi-Oh?
We then see the fat guy getting chased by the burger through the streets, and it tries to eat him, and eats other people in the process. Luckily, he gets away and goes into a subway. We then see a restaurant selling burgers, who come to life and gruesomely eat everyone in the restaurant. I'm gonna blur this footage since it's, like...
when McDonald's fights back.
Really, really gory, and I'm sure that most of you don't want to be seeing that, but it's really intense.
It's no longer back tonight.
Fingernails ripped out, etc. The burgers then expand larger and larger to the point where one of them destroys the subway that the fat guy's on. He gets eaten by the burger and finds the baby from the start, and saves him. He finds a way to kill the burger and successfully does. All seems good until an army of burgers rush him and the video ends. I'm sure this video was just trying to send the message that fast food is bad and can kill you.
No, it's just...
So it showed the food...
No, it's just a commentary of the Hungry Burger from Yu-Gi-Oh, you fucking idiot. I'm kidding. Or am I?
Food just completely tearing people to shreds in a really detailed, gruesome way. I'm pretty sure you know why and how this scared kids.
That's a burger, something
Scary
alright.
Gummy Bear. Alright,
Instead
so
of a
this
mushroom
is the
cloud, it's a
first bit
bird
of lost
cloud.
media on this iceberg. Scary Gummy Bear was a screamer video on YouTube that showed the original Gummy Bear video until he goes into the car, and then it switches to the Keffi Coffee zombie jump scare.
This one!
The original is completely lost, on YouTube at least. We know that the thumbnail was orange text on a black background and was clearly made in Movie Maker. If you remember this video, if you have any information on
okay,
it,
is
do
the
not
Keffi
hesitate
Coffee
to comment
ad
about it.
actually on here?
Or I guess alternatively, in a more secure way of me actually seeing the video, you could put it on my Discord server. And the link is in the description. So the Scary Gummy Bear video is one of mystery, and I really hope
I'm
we
gonna
end
go
up finding
put a
something.
picture of my cock
I can't
in
really
his,
get the Wayback Machine to work too well with YouTube, but that might be a way to find the video. Or at least the
and if
thumbnail.
you could, and we should invade this guy's Discord server and just spam the picture of a Latino riding a big cock. But it's actually Nora. I'm kidding. We don't condone any of this.
We don't condone rape.
The video is most likely uploaded around 2011 and it was viewable in 2012. I hope this info helps, and so the search begins. D Fantasy. This is the one you've all been waiting for.
I've seen that before.
Oh, this.
I don't think I remember
or Die Fantasy or D Fantasy because it's a French person who made it. Is an animated music video for a song by the name of Fantasy by, well,
The
No
beautifully
shit.
animated music video for this actually pretty cool song is one of the most unique ones I've ever seen.
Yo, is that
So the
Skrillex?
music video for Fantasy starts off with a group of teenagers sneaking into a closed swimming pool. The teenage dream. Right off the bat, there's some slightly explicit content where you see a girl's butt, underskirt, you know, that kind of thing. This is relevant, trust me.
Oh, yes, because a girl's butt is so disturbing.
Not just there are 4 teens, 2 of which are presumably boyfriend and girlfriend, alongside 2 others who seem to be a blind date of sorts. The girl, who is our main character, is the more shy and innocent one compared to her friends. The couple are making out and take it a little further, while the other guy tries to kiss the girl, and she quickly refuses.
Why does it look like he has like a cocaine mustache?
Anyway, to evade this poor sap,
doesn't
she jumps right into the pool and just kind of floats there until something starts poking around in her swimsuit. Obviously, she's terrified of this and leaves the pool. The guy tries to help her to see what's going on. They then see the couple who have turned into this gross zombie-like version of themselves. The shy girl runs away, but the guy wasn't so lucky. He just sits there in shock as he gets, well, killed by this disgusting abomination resembling his friends. The creatures have mutated into these really disturbing and scary designs, and they try to attack
Moral of the story?
Times.
Don't have friends.
the girl until she jumps into the pool and swims all the way down to the bottom. She sees a reflection of herself and swims through it. It leads her to this weird, Stranger Things upside-down looking world, and the sun shines in her eyes, and her eyes explode as she gazes upon this giant beast. So you might be wondering, what the hell did I just watch? Well, turns out this video has a greater meaning behind it all. Well, obviously there is, but what is it? Well, the common consensus is that this is a video about the loss of innocence and fear of sexual imagery. It's essentially a gruesome coming-of-age story. Teenagers do a lot of crazy shit. Not every teenager is used to it or comfortable.
What do you mean? I'm a 20-year-old who still does crazy shit.
With it, or is even experienced with it in any way, so it can be kind of a scary thing. The monster in the girl's pants could be a representation of puberty and being
No, the monster in the girl's pants just means she has a fat-ass cock, you stupid. I'm kidding.
freaked out when your body's changing. The girl's eyes exploding is probably symbolic of how, no matter how hard we try, growing up and losing your childlike innocence is inevitable. I'm pretty sure.
No. The symbolism of the girl's eyes exploding is that she walked in on her parents fucking.
What do you mean? I'm still a naive fuck.
Well, yeah, but not everybody can be as dumb as Owen over there.
The meaning was lost on a lot of the kids who clicked on this video and didn't understand what was happening until the zombie
Because
mutant showed up
anime titties
and everything. I think I can safely say.
You know, the Wu-Tang Clan, once they cash rules everything around me, well, I think anime titties rules everything around me.
Wu-Tang Clan, I hear they ain't nothing to fuck with.
That to some, watching this video was a traumatic experience, and maybe even gave the kids watching the loss of innocence that the video was trying to portray. I remember clicking on this video, but only watching until the more inappropriate parts and then clicking off, since I knew that this wasn't really,
cocaine.
Although lots of
It's meant
other
to be
kids
beer
unfortunately
suds, okay.
didn't do the same.
Yeah, it's like a
thing.
beer
To all the
residue
people who suggested
foam
this, I hope
stash,
this
but-
helped you get over your
See,
fear
you
of this
didn't know
video.
that until
also, quick
after
side
that.
note, if you buy the song on iTunes.
So, boys, what are you thinking of this spoopy Iceberg so far?
I think my Subway's better than it.
You think your Subway's better than it? Oh, okay. That's, tragic.
Yeah, it's alright. It's a little overrated, but you know, it's.
Well, I'd say the Iceberg format as a whole is a little overrated, but
Yeah.
holy shit, are those things
Died
everywhere?
in 2012.
The Titanic gets PTSD every time a new Iceberg gets uploaded.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna make a 5-second video talking about the Titanic iceberg. There's gonna be a picture of an iceberg.
Non-style flashbacks.
Wait, no, I need to make it 10 minutes so I can get mid-roll ads.
Oh god, he's become one of those YouTubers. Excuse me. Alrighty.
And her eyes explode.
You guys can still hear that, okay?
Yeah.
You guys can hear that, okay? Okay.
Is upon this giant beast.
Woo!
So you might be wondering, what the hell did I just watch? Well, turns out this video has a greater meaning behind it all. Well, obviously there is, but what is it? Well,
Pornhub.
the common consensus is that this is a video about the loss of innocence and fear of sexual imagery. It's essentially a gruesome coming-of-age story. Teenagers do a lot of crazy shit. Not every teenager is used to it or comfortable with it,
I
or is
still
even
do crazy
experienced
shit.
with it in any way, so it can be kind of a scary thing. The monster in the girl's pants could be a representation of puberty and being freaked out when your body's changing. The girl's
Or hear me out here. This probably comes from Japan, so it's probably something a little more that you bit off than you can chew. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Tentacle monster. What?
Let me quote that one old guy. She's got a penis.
Yeah.
eyes exploding is probably symbolic of how no matter how hard we try, growing up and losing your childlike innocence is inevitable. I'm pretty sure this
But in the
meaning was
end, it
lost
didn't
on
even
a lot
matter.
of kids who clicked on this video and didn't understand what was happening until the zombie mutants showed up and everything. I think I can safely say that to some, watching this video was a traumatic experience. And maybe even gave the kids watching the loss of innocence that the video was trying to portray. I remember clicking on this video, but only watching until the more inappropriate parts and then clicking off, since I knew that this wasn't really, for me. Although,
Cocaine
lots of other
mustache.
kids unfortunately didn't do the same thing. To all the people who suggested this, I hope this helped you get over your fear of this video.
I had
Also,
never
quick side
seen this
note, if you buy
video.
the song on iTunes, which I did, you'll see that the album art is straight up weirdcore. But like, this is from way before weirdcore became a thing. It's pretty cool stuff. Nanny cam fail. This entry is referring to a very shocking video on YouTube that shows a little girl just coloring.
Oh
and
man,
singing
that's
to herself
shocking.
Until a creepy ass hand comes out from under the sheet and grabs the little
Yeet.
girl in a super jarring and breakneck speed. The video is obviously fake, but come on, this is pretty scary. The abrupt speed at which the little girl is snatched really comes out of nowhere since the rest of the video is completely innocent. Elisa Lamb. Alright, this is a pretty dark one. The mysterious case of
It looks
Elisa
pretty
Lamb
light
is
to
a
me.
story about a Canadian woman who checked into the Stay on Main /
so
Cecil Hotel in Los Angeles. On January
course, it
26,
just had to be a
2013,
Canadian.
there was some incredibly strange footage
Is
of
this
Elisa
the one where
Lamb.
they? Yeah, this
This
is
is
the
the
one.
last time
Okay.
she had been seen
Yeah.
alive.
I believe this is the one where they find her in like the
strangely and
Find her in the water tank.
in the water tank. Yeah, I believe this is what that's talking about.
hides from something. Her movements are weird and confusing, and at some point it looks like she's talking to someone. However,
It's because
the
she
elevator
hears
door remains open
voices
the
in
entire
her
time through
head.
all of this until she leaves. Elisa was bipolar, so this
See?
could potentially explain the behavior. She was later found in the hotel's water tank with her clothes off. This in itself is an anomaly. To get into there, she would have to, 1, get to the top of the tank platform, climb all the way up a 10-foot ladder, open the 20-pound lid, get into the tank, and then somehow close the lid when she was inside the tank, and then take her clothes off. So, what happened? Some think that there was a supernatural element involved.
Well, it doesn't specify if her clothes were found in there, so how do you know she didn't strip beforehand? Assuming
Clothes wouldn't have. Because her clothes wouldn't have been decomposed in there.
yeah, but it's saying she was found nude, but who's to say? But it doesn't mention anything of her water, of her clothes being in the water, though. But like,
Which means she stripped on the roof, or wherever the fuck she was.
well, if she truly did it herself,
Yeah.
that's why it's a conspiracy.
See, the hotel once hosted Jack Unterweger in 1991, a serial killer.
I know it wasn't his name, but it sounded like he said Jack Underwear. That is all. Eh.
There was also an unsolved murder in 1964, so was there a ghost involved? Well, no.
It's California.
Not at all. This kind of supernatural conspiracy talk is, in all honesty, kind of disrespectful. Elisa Lamb was a very real human being who was in an extremely unfortunate situation, so turning it into a ghost story really just feels wrong. In all likelihood, it was either just something that she did herself because she was off meds, or someone who was working or staying at the hotel is responsible. People staying in the hotel complained that the water tasted disgusting and was dark in color. Apparently, her body had been in the water tank for weeks, which is disgusting because people were drinking corpse water without even knowing it. The story is very unfortunate, and we still don't have a conclusion. Let me know what you guys think in the comments.
Wait,
I think it's
you're
pretty
telling
obvious
me-
as to why people suggest
You're telling me that they were drinking the mixtape of Corpse Husband and Ski Mask of the Slump God, bro, and they didn't release that shit? Come
Oh my god.
I see what you did there.
They drank that shit instead of releasing it? SMH.
I see what you did there.
Even learning about it as a teenager is disturbing, and obviously for kids, this grim and very true story was a very disturbing thing to learn about.
Okay, but if you're putting fucking, like, mysteries and shit, wouldn't any crime be traumatizing towards children? In a sense?
Now here's the Holocaust at the tip of the iceberg.
Here's the Holocaust at the tip of the iceberg. Yes. Here in the middle, here in the middle, we got the Titanic sinking.
We got a Jewish people trauma iceberg. Here at the tip of the iceberg, we got the Holocaust.
And that's all that's on the iceberg. Thank you, and welcome to my TED Talk.
And here at the bottom of it, we have a lawyer.
Thank you. This has been my TED Talk.
Bootleg DVDs.
Bootleg
this
DVDs.
Is referring to a very specific thing requested by a viewer. I can't find the original comment, so this is mostly from memory, but I think I have the gist of it down. In both the United States and Mexico,
oh man, that's my favorite Spider-Man DVD.
These bootleg DVDs were often of very low quality, and when it came to new movies, they would usually be crappy camcorder recordings from a movie theater, which had a bit of a creepy aura to them, but that's not what this entry is talking about. Sometimes the vendors would give you a DVD with the case of the movie being what you bought, but instead you would actually put in your DVD player and you'd get something completely different. Sometimes they would be horror movies or strange Mexican shows or something along those lines. Imagine being a kid in 2008.
Filipino Bruce
Your dad brings back a DVD of Wall-E, which you've been...
That's offensive to me because my dad left 12 years ago to go get milk and cigarettes and he never returned. So I find that hella offensive. I'm kidding.
Oh my god.
Wanting to see it. You pop the DVD into your DVD player and you see a...
Oh yes, I love when my disembodied arm just grabs the Wall-E disc and slaps it in my DVD player from the early 2000s with a nice Shutter fucking stock URL right there. Love when that happens.
Yes.
It also looks like he tried cropping. It also looks like he tried cropping the fucking image like right here.
Yup.
I mean,
that hasn't happened to you.
Oh man, I hate when my arm just like fucking does a 360 no scope into the DVD player, man.
It's a very disturbing horror movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe it's a zombie-related thing, or even a classic like Friday the 13th. The quality is bad and grainy, the sounds are tinny, and the Spanish subtitles flash on screen faster than you can read. That's a pretty scary situation, right?
I agree.
Well, that actually happened to a lot of kids, and it left a mark on them. This is the next step in analog horror, which, if you don't know, is a genre that utilizes old technology for its horror, like VHS tapes.
Okay, I'm sorry, but that man crouching on the roof there looks like he's about to drop the hottest mixtape in '94.
Bro, he's just slob squatting, am I right?
Yeah, exactly. He's about to drop the hottest mixtape in '94.
My favorite form of that horror movie is this one movie I watched where a dude just like appeared out of a Laserdisc DVD playing on his TV.
Okay.
And that kind of thing. In my opinion,
sounds like the setup. Sounds like a setup to one of those shitty fucking mobile ads.
Sounds like a setup to a weird fanfic.
I was sitting there pleasuring myself to 50 Shades of Grey when.
Will be from old YouTube videos on DVDs.
I pleasure myself to the audiobook of 50 Shades of Grey, as read by Gilbert Godfrey.
Gilbert Godfrey. Oh my god.
I feel like that would make you want to do the exact opposite of masturbate.
It's a thing out there, and you can buy it.
You know Gilbert Godfrey's career has died when?
We see some examples of this already, but I think it's going to take off in the future. Like,
he'll do. What's worse? What's worse? Your career being dead or doing anything for money?
Or to do anything what?
He doesn't really do anything for money. He'll just say anything for money.
What's worse? Oh man, I gotta go pay him to say fuck all Nickelodeons.
Well, he won't say any racial stuff.
He has before. Just wasn't requested, and it was on Twitter, but I mean...
Was it requested and it was on Twitter?
I think these bootleg DVDs are a great example as to why. Cartoon Rule 34. Alright, let's
Okay, before it gets into this, why is this so fucking low? because I'm assuming it's supposed to be from like least traumatic to most traumatic, but if you look at it like that, then I understand. But usually the way these icebergs are from like the well-known to the well-not-so-known. So if we're looking at it like that, it'd make no sense to be this deep. But if you're looking at it from traumatic, even still, I wouldn't say it should be that deep traumatic-wise either.
No.
I was just trying to find a cool picture of Misty from Pokemon, and then all of a sudden she was again in the ass by Charizard.
Yep.
Well, that brings a whole new meaning to up the butt Charizard. Alright, we will continue.
Funny because Smash Bros.
Make this one quick. This entry is
come
referring
on,
to Rule
show
34
it,
art of
pussy.
innocent cartoon characters. Rule 34 being the 34th rule of the internet. Quote, if it exists, there's no one of it, unquote. There, unfortunately, is a lot of art of this genre of cartoon characters that could be easily accessed by kids just by a simple Google Images search. Nasty stuff. Japanese Furby.
Of course it can be searched by an easy click of by kids, because
it's the internet.
Not only that, but isn't there a dude who literally speedruns finding hentai shit?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, my wife left me, so I'm a YouTuber.
Yeah, exactly.
A, amazing channel name. B,
So there's a YouTube video by the name of Creepy Japanese Furby Commercial that looks totally normal at first. Just to give some context, back in the year 2012, the Furby line of animatronic pet toys was brought back from the dead in a modern fashion, and they were extremely popular. They were
I don't know
beloved by
why
kids at
we
the
decided
time.
to bring
This
them
YouTube
back,
video,
however,
claiming to show a Japanese commercial, was pretty intriguing to kids, since it had a great thumbnail, and just the concept of a foreign commercial for something that you like is pretty interesting. The video itself started off pretty innocent, showing some Furbies while some Vocaloid music plays in the background. Very quickly it takes a turn for the worse when some Illuminati imagery is seen, implying that the Furbies are in some way satanic. That is very, very quickly confirmed in a disturbing montage displaying
Listen, I've always called Furbies satanic. Come on.
crazy-ass cult imagery is shown, and the Furby getting progressively more and more bad.
Why did it look like he was spreading mayonnaise on the Furby?
No, he's ripping out some stuffing and trying to feed it to him.
Oh, okay.
Stuffing it. Getting burned alive, having a snake on it, having a cow skull on its head, and then it goes back to normal. So I think this is pretty obvious as to why it's on the list. The fact that
I wouldn't say that's
indirectly
really
marketed directly at kids
dramatic,
is really the fault of the YouTube algorithm, but still, it reached a lot of children. In hindsight, it's a very well done video that really perfectly captures all the horrific satanic shit.
So shut up. I'm
kidding. To be clear, it's not a real commercial. It's fake.
Aw.
Ash beats up Pikachu for stealing his
Yes, I love this
This is
one.
an animated parody of Pokemon.
This looks
Ash
so bad,
and Pikachu are playing
though.
until Pikachu steals his hat, and Ash proceeds to curse him out and run
God
after him.
fucking damn
The
it,
curses are
Pikachu,
bleeped,
you
but still.
motherfucker!
After eventually catching Pikachu, Ash proceeds to beat him up.
But this
We
looks
see this
like,
from Pikachu.
This looks like the top quality cartoons that you would have gotten back in like 2010 YouTube.
Yeah.
Also,
Also, I-
just look
You
at
know,
Brock the Rock over here. Oh,
I mean, we've seen this video like what a few times now, probably, and I just don't know. It's fucking Brock. What the fuck?
Brock the Rock, baby.
Dwayne the Brock Johnson.
Hell yeah.
But I bet you that it exists out there.
This looks like a bad setup to a porno.
Yes.
Damn, is that-
To his
damn, is that
perspective
the
while his
Septus
blood
Smith
sprays
story?
on the screen.
Ooh,
We then
ooh,
see what happens
ooh,
days later
kill
with
him.
Ash at a Pokemon competition.
Also, why the fuck is that Pichu so curvy? Excuse me. Excuse me. And why does this look like dollar store fucking Professor Oak?
It's like
Kinda
with
don't
Scott-
Tries to get
that looks
Pikachu out of the
like
ball, and what comes out is just a yellow goop. This animation is just unnecessarily violent and mean-spirited, and I'm glad I never watched it back in the day. It's messed up. Peanut Butter Recall. In 2000.
Okay, before we get into this is the whole reason why this video exists.
What?
The peanut butter recall.
Oh.
Because
Oh, wait.
tell me
Yeah.
how this is
The
creepy.
contamination of Peter Pan and Great Value peanut butter with salmonella, killing some people who ate it and putting others in the hospital. Jim Adler, a workplace injury-related law.
Look at this Chad.
He looks
He
like
looks
he's
like a
made
man
out
I
of
would trust
plastic.
with my money.
He not only does he look like he's made of plastic, he also looks like he constantly needs to take a shit.
Firm put out a commercial telling people to contact them if they had a jar of this peanut butter. Here's the video.
If you are
Peanut
one of the
butter.
many who suffered from food poisoning because of contaminated peanut butter, you
This reminds me of one thing and one thing only. Those Mesophilia Oma ads on like the Game Show
Yes.
Network.
You or a loved one been injured? Good.
If you or a loved one has been injured, good.
Peanut butter. Call attorney Jim Adler right now.
Let's go.
If this has happened to you, keep the jar. If you've been hospitalized, you may be entitled to a cash award.
Some Peter
But how much are we
Pan
talking,
Great Value
though?
Peanut butter has been recalled. Keep the jar
$10.
and call attorney Jim Adler now at
$3.50 when the peanut butter probably costs more than $3.50. Yeah, that's a real good return.
You know,
That's a real good return.
Back when they're talking about peanut butter, Great Value peanut butter would have been about $3.50.
This was back in 2009. That wasn't even 10 years ago. No, it was a little over 10 years ago.
Yeah,
about 12.
Yeah, and peanut butter currently is like what, $5 to $7?
Depends the brand you get, and depends the size of jar you get too.
So depending the branded jar, it could be like $2 to $3.50.
Okay, this looks like about a 1-2 liter size of peanut butter. Okay, let's do some math here.
It's creamy too, so it's gonna be cheap. It's creamy too, so it's gonna be cheaper than crunchy.
Yeah, I don't know why crunchy's more expensive. It sucks, but okay. So 2009-ish. Okay, so if I were to go to the store right now and get a thing of like that of Kraft, it'd probably be about $4 or $5. If I get it Jif, it'd probably be about $5-6, roughly on estimate. Great Value, I'd put that probably at around $4. I don't even know if Peter Pan still makes peanut butter.
That's a good question.
This peanut butter thing caused $1 billion payout to people.
Actually, wow.
Oh.
Yeah, $1 billion worth of money paid out to people. Yeah, peanut butter back then was like fucking
Peter Pan peanut
$2.
butter. It's still a thing though.
It's still a thing.
It's still a thing.
102 years ago. Holy fuck.
It's always a States thing though.
Well, it said Canada when you like go back to the.
No, I think, and like currently, I'm pretty sure it's only a States thing.
Oh. No, but like when he was searching it up on the bar, it said Canada.
Yeah, it's like the second thing.
40-ounce jars.
Get it on Amazon.
Okay, no. I'm not ordering peanut butter off of goddamn Amazon.
I also like how the recall's like very high up there.
2111. Oh boy. Salmon vanilla.
So I'm looking at a
2009. Yeah.
Okay, I'm looking at a 2009 flyer right now.
Oh.
Peanut butter was 3 for $7.
3 for 7.
3 jars for $7.
3 500 milliliter jars, $7.
Of Peter Pan.
Wow.
Of peanut butter and of Jif. You know.
Fuck! Can I go back to 2009 prices, please?
No.
Oh,
sadly, we cannot.
Shut up.
Oh, I thought you were saying no just because.
So the recall happened in late August 2007. So okay, going by what Owen just said, yep. Fuck, can I go back to those type of peanut butter prices, please?
Peanut butter back then would have probably been like $4. Would have been like $2 for the jar.
$2 for oh my god.
Yeah, because I'm gonna send you
the.
Does Disney own Peter Pan peanut butter? Oh yes, definitely.
Oh, do they?
No, they don't. So I'm just joking with that, but
okay. Now I'm curious. What is like the best-selling brand of peanut butter?
What is best
selling peanut? It's probably Kraft, right?
Jif.
Damn right. Damn fucking right it is. Is Skippy or Jif better? I'll let you know.
Number 2 is powdered peanut butter.
Ew. What the fuck is? I need to see
and then number 3 and 4 are still Jif. So.
What the fuck is?
Oh, that shit. I've seen that before, I think. Powdered peanut butter.
This
No,
shit
thank you.
is disgusting.
Okay. I'm on a literal statistics website right now.
Mm-hmm.
Owen's going
The
ham.
average price. Yeah, the average price of a Great Value peanut butter in 07 was $1.73.
What?
For how many milliliters, though?
1 liter.
What?
1 liter of peanut butter was $1.73.
Actually, no, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Well, yeah, because Great Value was always the cheaper roll.
Yeah, it's so
Yeah,
Great
but
Value peanut butter.
How
but
much
yeah.
is it now?
Well, compare
but
like
you see it.
$3.77 currently, I think.
$6.97 or $3 for the smaller.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Right.
Are they out of stock?
Inflation,
How
baby.
the fuck is Walmart out of stock on a Great Value product?
Dude, it's out of stock.
the whole trucker thing too doesn't help right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, so for a big 4 liter, we're looking at about $6.97. So $7. That's not
Inflation,
much cheaper,
baby.
That's not much cheaper than Jif and Kraft.
No, it's not.
So really, I'd go with Kraft or Jif. Plus, they didn't have fucking salmonella in them at one point, so you know.
The average liter of that brand peanut butter now is $4.20.
Peter Pan?
No, in a Great Value in American price.
Well, this is a Texas law form, I'm assuming, because of
That is Texas, yes.
Yeah, it went from being an average of $1.73 to a
At least I think that's Texas.
Well, that's what the little 713 looks
okay.
like. It's a...
Okay. It's from Texas. Everything's bigger in Texas. That's clearly a 4 liter jug of peanut butter.
No, obviously.
Yep.
I can't tell, but that.
Don't you hate it?
That'd be about a 4. That'd be a 1 or a 4. That'd be a 1 or a 4.
No, but imagine being like a bakery. You just got your shipment of your fucking 20 liter barrel of peanut butter just to find out it's all infected with salmonella.
Oh, God, that would. Ooh.
That would blow out so much money. It sucks.
I would 100. If I was
I'm not sure exactly why.
I got
This
that
video
I would 100%
has
be
just...
calling that guy. I would 100% be calling that guy up. Oh my God! I spent like $50 on 40 liters of peanut butter. I need my money back.
That would end up.
I'm gonna pay.
Do you know how badly both $50? You know how badly both the store and the person who gave them the peanut butter would get sued up the ass?
Yep.
Well, the store might go a little softer on the store because the store wouldn't have known until after the fact.
It's a store, so the only way it would have been sued is the Great Value one, because Walmart owns Great Value. So that's the one store that would have gotten sued, because recalls you can't sue the store that sold it to you because they don't know until the recall has already been issued.
Did Walmart get?
Well, if Walmart owns Great Value, chances are
they get sued
with
peanut butter.
Peanut butter.
Why are we going down this rabbit hole?
I don't know. I want to know, goddammit.
Yeah.
They did get sued.
Well, it makes sense. They own Great Value.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, true.
Oh, wait. It's a Walmart lawsuit archive. Why somebody has this archived, I'd like to know. Yeah.
Because people want to know. Well, they have it archived for a reason, because people want to know different, the legal history with stores in their area and so.
Yeah, so they would have also got sued. I wonder how much Walmart had to pay out.
The total payout for all the peanut butter was $1 billion. So between them,
was $11 billion. It was $11 billion between the two. So assuming it was half, what's half of $11 billion?
It said it was $1 billion between the two.
I thought it said.
Now you can double check.
I thought it said $11 billion.
11 million. 11.2 million.
Oh yeah, well 11.2 million. So assuming both of them.
Value paid the less. That means Walmart paid the rest of the billion.
Ouch.
I like how this is the top question.
Safe to eat now. Click on it. What does it say?
Yeah.
In February 2007.
Wholesome and it's safe.
Sure.
Wholesome.
Sure. I love how we just got into like fucking peanut butter fucking rabbit hole here.
Bro, I'm about to get ads up the wazoo for peanut butter.
I am probably about to get ads up the wazoo for peanut butter. You're right. Let me go back and buy some peanut butter so I can go get salmonella and sue.
Moonman be like, just chilling, and then all of a sudden there's hey, do you want this 50-liter jug of peanut butter?
Is it just me, or does the jar that's the blue cap to the bottom left look like there's some missing?
Oh yeah,
it does.
Right there. Yeah,
it does.
Yeah. Look, that's the recalled and damaged sticker that you get.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that, like, how do you have to eat so much just to notice that you finally got salmonella?
They could have used it in baking.
That's true too.
But like, look how much is missing though. Like, I'm just saying.
You got more peanut butter cookies.
Yeah,
but I don't think it takes over half a thing.
Not half, that's a quarter.
It's about a quarter.
It's close to half.
About a third. About a third.
Yeah, give or take.
But a lot of people get a shit ton of baking done in one day, so they could have made like peanut butter squares,
true,
peanut butter cookies, and.
By that logic, you're correct. However,
either that or they're the parents of that kid that covered themselves in that baby that covered himself in peanut butter.
Maybe, yeah.
That's what really happened. That's why peanut butter. That's why Peter Pan gets sued.
Yeah.
Little known story.
Just such an unsettling aura to it. The creepy music in the background, the voices, the idea that people were killed by eating such a common food as peanut butter, all of it. It just kind of reminds me of that.
People get killed from eating peanut butter every day. Have you never heard of a peanut allergy?
Yeah, for real.
Oh, so I recently found something out. Did you know that if you have a peanut allergy, it's because that you are both Neanderthal and Homo sapien of descent?
Really?
If someone in your family has a peanut allergy, it's because your family descended from both. Is from a crossbreeding of Ethiopians, yeah. It's from the crossbreeding of Homo sapiens and Neanderthals.
Huh. That's interesting.
That is interesting. Now let's look at this
lemon commercial.
And if you have a shrimp allergy,
this peanut butter ad recall really reminds
me. Wait, what?
And then I said as a joke. And if you have that any allergy to any type of fish, it's because you were from that frog part of the evolution chain.
Okay.
Okay, let's get back into this.
I strangely crave peanut butter now.
Late at night at my grandma's house with all the lights off. To this day, it's still very unnerving. Lost taste.
No. You may suddenly have the urge to eat peanut butter. I suddenly have the urge to go get salmonella.
I suddenly have the urge to eat peanut butter straight out of the jar.
I suddenly have the urge to go get salmonella.
I have the sudden urge to eat peanut butter straight out of the jar without any milk.
That is bold.
That's bold. That's bold.
That is bold.
That's bold and brash, and that certainly does not belong in the trash.
Lost Tapes is a TV show that aired on Animal Planet in 2008. The program was a mock.
Okay, what kid was watching Animal Planet? Like, ever?
I was.
That's bullshit, and we know it.
I think I was because.
Bro, have you never seen.
Mainly Steve Irwin?
Right. I fucking love Steve Irwin. But, no.
That dude's been dead since, like, 2004.
My guy. Everyone watched Animal Planet growing up. You know, when the teacher decided to get lazy, rolled out that box TV.
Anytime a teacher rolled out a box TV for me, it was Bill Nye the Science Guy, man.
Fucking outside of
that was the shit.
Documentary style show about people finding a bunch of fictional creatures, like cryptids and stuff. The show was often really scary because the creatures were violent and either killed or attacked the people in the show. The fact that the show presented itself as if it was real, and also the fact that it aired on Animal Planet, which is a non-fiction channel, really made it terrifying to those who didn't know it was fake. And even to those who did, it was still, like, intense stuff.
They were fun.
What?
I said I miss VHS tapes, they're fun.
Yeah, until, you basically fucking watched the shit out of it, and then you couldn't watch it anymore.
Yeah, you keep on playing it over and over again.
I'm glad I got to add it back into this.
Limited watches.
I actually did that with my old Mighty Ducks VHS.
Aww.
I was sad.
Video. Booth World. Booth World Industries is a pretty interesting and interactive creepypasta. The story is about a man who gets a call from a random number saying,
"Welcome to Booth World Industries.
The author gives a fake name to the woman on the phone, and she explains that the fake name cannot be used. He then decides to give her the name of his ex-girlfriend.
Remodeling is scheduled for August 21st, 2015.
At 3 o'clock that day, he got a call from a number and heard his ex-girlfriend being murdered on the line. The author is
asking for a friend. How can I obtain this phone number?
Hitman business, are we?
Ooh, Agent 47, I see.
Okay, I'm just gonna say, I love how that's supposed to be Gen Z childhood trauma, yet this creepypasta takes place in 2015.
Is that where the Booth World thing is from?
Well, they just said 2015, the date, yeah.
Yeah, and then the next day he got a call, which would have been that day, saying your remodeling's been done.
Well, I mean, I guess because Gen Z, because Gen Z only officially ended in what, 2018?
2012.
Yeah, no, it ended.
Gen Z goes from 97.
I thought 97 to like 2015. I thought
97 to 2012.
Then Alpha's seriously that old already? Jesus Christ.
Yes.
Yeah, 97 to 2012.
Because I know there's a lot of BS out there about Gen Z, like, oh, people born in 1995 till 2001 are Gen Z. And then there's people think that Gen Z is the current generation. And
no, what even is the current generation? Gen Alpha?
Gen Alpha.
Alpha or whatever.
Omega.
Can't wait for the next generation, Generation Kenny Omega.
Generation called. There we go. Boom. No, that's bullshit because the Generation Alpha Wikipedia. Yeah, there we go. Boom.
So it would have started
early
2010. So 2013 to probably like 2020. It's gonna go to the mid 2020s.
Probably 2013 to 2024.
Or 2013 or 2023. Yeah.
And that's gonna become Gen Beta. Imagine being part of Gen Beta.
Oh boy.
What beta cucks?
Right. Like they're gonna get
flies by this, but is happy about it because of the resentment he had against.
They're gonna get made fun of because of us and fucking millennials, us and Gen Alpha are gonna make fun of them because we pretty much brought the whole term beta cuck into the dictionary.
No, but like
he's pretty messed up. The guy even schedules another remodeling. While trying to schedule this, he is told that he is gonna get remodeled that Wednesday. The only way he can stop the remodeling is to recruit over 1,000 people to Booth World Industries. The author of the story then invites everyone reading to join Booth World. All that you have to do is call the number. Obviously, it's fake, but it's pretty unnerving.
Aww.
I'm sure a lot of kids called this number just out of sheer curiosity, and something that's cool is that sometimes the creator of the story would actually call the people who called Booth World again, and they would chat about it, which is it's pretty cool.
So, would you like to schedule a remodeling?
Still a pretty graphic story, which is why kids were scared by it. Alien on Roof. Alright, this one really feels like it'd be in a top 15.
Okay, it's gonna be in a top 15. Okay. Let's commentate alongside with him.
Video, so I'm
number 5, Burger King foot lettuce.
Number 129, Alien on Roof. This
oh my god, this looks really
real. On a man's roof.
Oh my god, is that big time?
Alien is big and scary.
Oh my god, that's a very big scary version.
Looks real, like it's real life.
That is the most filthiest of Frank of Alien. That's more realistic than Joe Rogan's conspiracy theories.
This alien looks more real than that time I accidentally put a rat in the KFC deep fryer. This hamster, this muffin looks an awful lot like a hamster. Someone baked a hamster into my muffin. It looks an awful lot like a hamster, but that hamster has been baked into a muffin. So, in fact, that alien looks an awful lot like a muffin, which looks an awful lot like a hamster. Someone baked a hamster into my muffin, and it
okay.
Beyond belief. The sound the alien makes kind of sounds like a cute little mouse, but the alien is nothing but. People say that it is CGI, but I really think it's real. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Shrek is low. Right,
oh yeah!
So So Shrek is Love, Shrek is Life is a copy pasta from
baby!
4chan about a boy summoning Shrek and getting, violated by him. The copy pasta picked up a lot of steam and eventually got an animated adaptation, which is what the most popular version of the story is. I remember watching this video when I was a little kid and I had absolutely no idea what was going on. Like, at all. No idea. I never found the video disturbing for this reason, but after rewatching it, yeah, this shit's not okay. Tromaville movies. This one is pretty self-explanatory. Tromaville movies are super violent and gruesome. Even their most popular movie, The Toxic Avenger, features extremely violent and disturbing scenes, some even being towards children. The contents of these films are genuinely traumatizing if watched by a child. ELH. ELH is an unused beta boss from the original Luigi's Mansion. Not much is known about it, since clearly
it's so scary, it's a haunted tablecloth.
It's
the cum monster.
It's the cum monster. Yes, it's the haunted cum rag.
Scrapped pretty early on. All that remains of ELH are a few animations and some elemental abilities. There's something so
Elemental
creepy
hero
about this
Neos.
It just stands there, swinging back and
Help,
forth.
Neos.
As a kid, I was fascinated with the mystery of the beta of Luigi's Mansion, and this was always one of the things that freaked me out the most about
As an adult,
It's
I
genuinely so
started
unnerving, and
masturbating
the
to
fact
the
that it was
beta.
unfinished adds so much to it. I feel like if this was fully animated and textured, it wouldn't be as creepy. But
I don't even find it that creepy either.
It really is creepy.
No.
Not really that creepy, but I
Evil
have
Stick
to
is a
say
toy
that
that
this
came in
is
certain dollar stores that
I know
was
what
far
this
more
is. You know
sinister than
exactly what
Seed.
this is.
The package of the toy was
That is
innocent enough,
sexy.
featuring a stolen anime character and promising wonderful music.
Yeah, and it just
What you
shows
get
this chick
is
like
this.
slicing her arm out.
Yeah, isn't that wonderful?
Okay.
If you remove the foil, you can clearly see a Photoshop picture of a girl slitting a wrist. Yeah,
those that had to picture
this
Duke
toy
Devlin
was
in it.
bought by a mother for her 2-year-old. Obviously, she didn't see the picture before she bought the toy, since you have to pull a battery tab to actually activate the lights and sounds, which most people wouldn't do in the store. She went to the news about it, and that popularized the strange toy. Turns out this image is a gore art piece portraying a vampire preparing to drink her own blood. The creator of this image never gave permission for his art to be on this toy, and he never intended for
Again, I
children
love
to
how he
see
just
it.
censors
The
with
image
the
on
Big
the
Mac
toy is
guy.
edited further,
Yeah,
which
with
is
the hamburger.
bizarre. Something that's also very weird about it is that it's not the only picture on the toy. There are a bunch of other pictures on the toys, some of which were completely innocent and some of which were disturbing. There were pictures of anime characters and zombies, angels and monsters. I've got to ask the one big question about this all.
What were they thinking?
Well, turns out the toy was mass manufactured by a random factory in China.
No
Oh, would you look at
shit.
that?
Well, I was about to say, well, no fucking shit.
Well, who
Also,
would've
what
thunk
kind
it?
of name is fucking Evil Stick? With a packaging like this?
Yeah. That's
I
not
thought it was from one of those Chinese cartoon things.
Chinese cartoon
Obviously.
things, yes.
The toy is extremely rare, so if you've got one, then you're really, really lucky. In total, this toy and the
apparently.
buzz around it was totally scary to kids at the time, and I'm glad you guys suggested it. T is for toilet. T
Yeah.
No shit.
Actually,
T
T
is
is for
for-
drinking.
is for Toilet is a stop-motion animation video by Lee Hardcastle, who was featured earlier. The video features a kid using the toilet without a kiddie seat for the first time, and wait, that's the little shit
kid
from
from
Hamster
Thing.
Hell!
Yeah.
Anyway, he's scared to use the toilet, but his parents encourage him, since there isn't anything to worry about, to them at least. The toilet then shoots out a bunch of green shit, and short after this, a bunch of other stuff in the bathroom starts to leak it.
yummy.
The toilet then grows eyes and heavily resembles that Ghostbusters toy from the 1980s. The toilet very gruesomely kills and eats the parents, while the little shit from Hamster Hell just watches. Turns out, it was all just a dream. The kid gets up to use the toilet, but gets stuck in it. The dad runs in, sees his son stuck, and starts laughing. The sink then falls off the
And
wall,
then
and the
smash.
kid passes away, to say the least.
Well, that's what you get for laughing at your kid falling in the toilet, you fucking goober.
Yeah.
That's what you get for being a
Need I say anything else?
Yeah,
The Wyoming Incident. The Wyoming Incident is an urban legend from 2006 about a television station in Wyoming being hacked as a mysterious video plays with some creepy faces and
See, my issue with this is, other than that it happened in Wyoming, it's funny that it's called the Wyoming incident, considering if this was never attached to Wyoming, who the fuck would remember Wyoming?
distorted audio. The hijacking lasted for over 6 minutes before the broadcast resumed back to normal. That same night, hundreds of people went to local hospitals with symptoms of headaches, hallucinations, reasonless fear, etc. This is either caused by the infrasound contained in the video, the imagery, or both. The Wyoming incident is actually an ARG, and it's one of, if not the oldest ARG in internet history. It goes pretty deep, but I don't have the time to explain the whole thing. Dancing frog legs. This entry is referring to a video by the name of Frog Legs Dancing with a Little Salt. The video shows exactly that, some fresh cut frog legs sitting on a plate. When a little salt is added, boom, they start moving. The video is incredibly weird, and the way that the legs move is pretty unnerving and unnatural, and lands itself in the uncanny valley. Now, what the hell is happening? Are these zombies? Should you be scared? Well, no, they aren't zombies. Since they are freshly cut, the cells in the legs are still alive, meaning that when salt is spread on it, it increases the electrical conductivity, releasing some electrical potential, which is how nerves and cells send signals to each other. Signals are being sent, causing the muscles to twitch. Even with this explanation, it's still a very unnerving video that doesn't really leave your mind. There are a bunch of other videos of food that is, well, let's just say freshly killed, still moving, and they're honestly really disturbing. Shed 17. Shed 17 is a disturbing horror parody of Thomas the Tank Engine. It's essentially an explanation as to how Thomas came to be. It's framed as if it's a documentary in this universe. In it, you learn about a boy named Thomas who was killed by a train. In an attempt to bring the boy back to life, two characters try and combine the DNA of Thomas with a train. They try and do this multiple times and fail each one until the perfect one is made. Later, there are people trying to imitate this sensation, but all the imitations led to the death of the host. Eventually, Thomas visits Shed 17, the place where he was created, only to find a bunch of failed attempts to create him essentially. He realizes that he's just a clone, and he loses it, causing his skeleton to pop out, leading him to die. The imagery in this video is genuinely disturbing. I feel really sorry for the kids who watch this video, especially considering the fact that many of them watched the show when they were young, or in some situations were still fans of it. So, the Zone Archive is a page on Newgrounds that features Rule 34 parodies of popular kids shows. Most notably, My Life as a Teenage Robot.
Hey, I was talking about this earlier.
It's just really messed up. I mean, the character gets
my favorite one is the Booyah.
She's a teenager, programmed to be a teenager at least. In reality, she's like 4 years old, which makes it even more messed up. Zone Sama is the person behind it. He has ties to people like Shadman, which is.
Didn't he recently go AWOL?
I think
Shadman
got arrested for something.
Yeah, because I know he got arrested.
I think he got. Yeah.
I know he did. I thought I heard somewhere he got arrested recently.
Something of the sorts.
Well, I'm pretty sure you checked his Twitter. I don't think he posted like anything like really Schmentai related in like a long ass fucking time.
Beyond messed up. Some of you younger ones out there probably recognize this character, Zone 10. She appears in the background.
Got arrested for assault?
Yeah.
Of a level in Friday Night Funkin'. The reason that this is on the Iceberg is because, unfortunately, kids found these Rule 34 cartoons and were traumatized by the, well, Angrier the Birds. Angrier the Birds is a claymation animation about a self-insert character guy being upset that Angry Birds is popular and his claymation variety show isn't. He decides to buy a gun because he's upset and gets one for free from Mr. King Hippo. He then decides to go back to where the Angry Birds are and mercilessly blast them all to bloody bits. The animation on this is incredibly good, like movie quality, and so is the gore. It's just sad to watch these birds and pigs get brutally torn apart for no reason. The carnage lasts for nearly 3 minutes and just gets more and more gruesome. Eventually, Mr. T joins the guy while carrying a bazooka. And then Miley Cyrus and the Annoying Orange show up, and then you can guess what happens to them. At the end, Mr. T shoots the camera, and we see text saying, "Pretty hardcore, right? Gun violence is for fiction and not for reality."
Hardcore Henry?
And then the video ends.
That is a great movie.
Yeah, it's pretty sadistic. I know if I saw this as a kid, I'd be beyond disturbed and upset. Sitting at only around 30,000 views, so I'd be surprised if any of you guys remember this. Kill the Powerpuff Girls.
Alright.
This is an incredibly messed up and brutal Newgrounds game where you, well, kill the Powerpuff.
Of course it's Newgrounds. What else would you expect?
Girls for no apparent reason. It's upsetting and violent and awful, and I really don't want to bring much attention to it.
Wait, hold on,
I'm showing you the footage since it's beyond
H3. Ethan Klein?
Oh my.
Oh my god.
That's funny, but no.
Probably not, but like, I feel like he would do something that just because it was, especially back in the day.
Yeah.
Like, this is around
maybe, I don't know.
2011?
Messed up, and I feel terrible for any kids who had the misfortune of watching this video or playing the game. Bananas exploding on face. This entry is referring to an incredibly strange video of a man with a mask on. Attached to said mask, there are a bunch of bananas that have explosives inside them. The guy lights the fuses for the explosives and, well, the bananas explode. The descriptions of this video says, quote, a Brooklyn-based artist, William Lanson, put on a mask embedded with firecracker-stuffed bananas and filmed himself lighting each fuse, causing the bananas to explode. What's the meaning? Slant Art says, the banana is a classic agent for slapstick pratfall and has also come to represent pitfalls of corporate farming practices. I say bananas are evil and must be destroyed. What is it with Brooklyn art people?
What is it with New Yorkers in general? Especially ones from New Jersey.
It's so weird. And you see them like every 6 blocks or so. It's a lot. Brooklyn's a weird place.
So is New York in general. Good thing I'm not a part of it. Ayo, I'm walking here.
The video is strange and unnerving, and that's exactly why it's here.
Blankroomsoup.avi. Blankroomsoup.avi is an incredibly weird
allegedly
from the dark web, portraying a man sitting at a table eating what looks to be a bowl of soup. From behind him, a creepy mascot character approaches and seemingly starts to comfort the man as he gets more and more uneasy. Another one of these characters enters the room, and the man eating the soup starts crying. So what
Yes, cry, you
what's
little
the point of
bitch.
this video? What is it? Well, these characters are known as Ray Ray. They're from a touring show by an artist named Raymond Percy. Allegedly, these character mascots were stolen from him while he was touring, and then he was later sent this video alongside some other disturbing ones. So, who made this, and why? Well,
John
honestly,
Cena
I
made
kinda
it.
think it was Raymond Percy, to be completely honest, because, well, after they were stolen, he still had 2 more extra suits that he just happened to have that he could keep working with. As far as we know, he didn't get the police involved, which you'd think if you had your property stolen, and then a video using your stolen property showing allegedly, like, torture, you'd contact the police about it, or something at least. I don't know, it really just feels more like a publicity stunt from him more than anything, which is not really a bad thing, because it's a really
Comically
creepy video,
large
and it's
speed.
like a very iconic thing in internet culture. Look, I could be completely wrong, this could be a real video of a man actually getting tortured by these characters, but something about it just doesn't really feel like that's the case.
It's
Let me know what you guys
comically
think in the
large
comments.
Bum rush him! Bum rush him!
r/5050 is a subreddit dedicated to showing you either something horrid and disgusting or something cute and pleasant. What
I've
you
never
see
seen
depends on
anything
your mood.
raunchy
So
on
it's
there,
your chance
though.
is 50-50. You could see a cute puppy on one side, or you could see something disgusting, like, I don't know, someone stepping on a nail. Like Run the Gauntlet, which was in the original Iceberg series, I'm going to heavily encourage you not to use this subreddit. There's some really, really disgusting and scarring, traumatizing imagery on
Why
this
not?
subreddit.
Here,
and
we're gonna
it's,
do it here live.
It's messed up. You don't want to see it. The subreddit has been visited by many popular YouTubers and streamers, leading
thanks,
to their young
Markiplier.
audiences wanting to try it for themselves, which obviously
Goddamn
led to
communist.
awful trauma from the terrible imagery on the subreddit.
I mean,
Goddamn communist. That's it. That's the video. I'm not listening to whatever the fuck this shit is in his closing remarks. That was the Iceberg. How do we feel, boys? How we feeling?
Did you say old?
No, cold.
Oh, cold.
Icebergs are cold, man.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, there is one thing I'm surprised that wasn't here. I'm gonna show it real quick.
Lyrical Lemonade.
Yeah, them too. I don't know if Owen's.
Oh, wait. I know what this is. I know what
I don't
this
know
is.
if Owen's ever seen it, but
I know exactly what this is.
oh, it was originally German. I did not know that. Here you go, Owen. This one's for you. Focus on the nice Toyota Prius. The new Toyota Prius.
What does that say? Wait, hold on. Go back. What does it say?
Where?
Like right at the end, like the Ich dort Nacht, whatever the fuck.
Like right.
I don't speak German.
Yeah,
right after the face.
Like under the coffee?
No. The text before the coffee.
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I don't speak German, so like I wouldn't be able to tell you. Yeah, no.
All right.
Yeah.
But, fuck, Insane. Okay, cool.
We're watching it. I don't care.
My goodness.
I don't care. I'll take the risk for Jono.
Crystal Head Vodka would like to geolocate you. Do you consent? Listen, when you ask like that, absolutely not. No, I do not. Listen, most websites just ask you if they can know your location, which, creepy as it is, it's nowhere near as creepy as that. It doesn't imply that an Area 51 space vessel is going to be sent to my location if I push yes. But anyways, this vodka is very special, mainly because Dan Aykroyd is
100% but fucking sane.
But I'll let him do the talking for him. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like you to enjoy Dan Aykroyd's Crystal Head Vodka.
We love John Shaw.
Oh, but fucking insane.
But fucking insane. Alrighty. So, any closing statements about this journey we went on?
I mean, I'd say there's definitely there's definitely some stuff that, like, if I was younger and saw it, yeah, probably would have, like, spooked me. But right now, I mean, it's like...
It's kind of like, haha, what pussies.
Yeah.
Well, again, I think Owen said he was only scared of, what, one thing legitimately on the iceberg?
Yeah, yep. Well, no, two things.
Two.
Yeah.
Hypno's Lullaby and what?
The Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared creeped me out when I was...
yeah.
6.
Again, I feel the iceberg was kind of like from most traumatic to least traumatic.
Mm-hmm.
So, or least traumatic to most traumatic, and if that is the case, why the fuck was the peanut butter ad so down there?
I don't know.
Because peanut butter.
It's child friendly, apparently.
Peanut butter. Peanut butter.
Peanut butt nut her, you know what I'm saying? Nut.
Butt. Is that EGP 445? Oh, no, wait.
It kind of does, doesn't it? No, that's
I saw the dog that lived across the street the other day.
Yeah, no. So I'd say it was very, again, if I were doing it, a lot of the shit that was on there either wouldn't be on there, it'd be up higher. Like, I'm sorry, Rule 34 isn't that traumatic, considering, especially around the kids who would be Googling that shit, they've probably already seen a pair of breasticles, so...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's just my thing, but maybe I'm wrong.
Please.
I'd say, again, it was it wasn't a bad video by any means, it's just,
Yeah.
Meh. Alright, any closing remarks, boys?
I just said my closing remark.
Okay. Ark?
There's my other closing remark.
Okay, so burping and shitting himself is Owen's closing remarks, good to know.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's just funny. Any closing remarks, Arky boy?
I see what you did there.
Not really. No, I think that was just about it. Like, most of it, like, I mean, yeah, there might have been some spooky stuff, but not, like, truly, like, I don't know.
Truly traumatizing for me? No. Shit that might have spooked me as a kid? Yes.
Yeah.
I admit, like, especially in the middle of the night when you're not fucking expected, that THQ sound effect? Ooh.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, again, I wasn't even really into creepypastas as a kid, but I mean, like, I don't know. I'm just the type of person who fucking laughs at that kind of shit, like horror movies and shit. I don't know. Again, now the Kayfie coffee ad, those can legit be like that. I'm sorry, those are legit scary in a sense. Like, jump scare wise, they get you because, like, you're not expecting that. You know what I mean? It's just like out of nowhere, and then it's like, Wah! And you're like, ooh. Alright, so, well then, unintroduce yourself, you fucks, while we sign off.
I have been Ark, Ile, Took. Anyways, talk to you guys, or not to see you guys in the next episode.
Speaking of which, next podcast will be my turn to host Jeopardy. Then it will be we're gonna take 50 artists or so and kind of do like a top 3, top 5, like how Spotify does their songs with the most popular. But if we were like doing it, what we would actually say their most popular songs are. And if it's an artist you don't give a shit, you can give one, or you can just say you don't give a shit about the artist even. And then the week after that, if Arks is ready, it will be Ark's turn to host his Jeopardy. And then we'll be getting into the All-Star